We are live from the Mount Olive High School, the 33rd Annual Morris County Wrestling Championships. Packed gym here. Great action tonight. Some great matchups we're going to see. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited. We already know Del Barton wrapped up the team title, but there's some individual championships to be won here. And I'm joined by James Clark, our newest member, and with me for the 5th year, Coach Stephen Begg of Mendham. Just, what you guys think we're going to see out here today?
I think you're going to see some fantastic matches. I think you're going to see a Del Barton heavy loaded championship. So you're going to see a lot of their wrestlers win championships. In fact, probably half their lineup will end up winning. And I just want to thank Doug Black again for coming out here and helping us out and doing this today.
And I'll tell you what, one match I'm really looking forward to is your guy in the upperweights, Gage. I expect big things from him. I was telling you, I think he could pin his way through the tournament, and I think he's got a good shot coming up. He's got a tough opponent, but I think he can do well.
I'm glad you thought that. I think it's probably because I told you that. So moving forward, I do think Gage is going to have a great tournament. He's already pinned his way to the finals. Dom's going to have a good opponent in Alex Straczynski in the finals from our team. But the featured bout of the night is going to be Connor Matrot versus Dan Fungaro, and I think that is going to be one hell of a match.
Definitely, but we'll be right back with the action.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Pinnacle Athletic Training, located at 915 Edwards Road in Parsippany. Pinnacle focuses on producing Olympic-level athletes and champion wrestlers in Scholastic, Freestyle, and Greco, including a few of the finalists today. In addition to wrestling, full weight training is available. For complete wrestling and strength training with world-class coaches, you can contact them at pinnacleathletic.com. Technique, strength, conditioning, all in one place. Pinnacle. Champion Athletes Nutrition. Why your wrestlers need a nutrition program. Strength, endurance, faster recovery, improved performance, health, and improved mood. Lose weight the proper way. Like some of the finalists here, Travis Tavoso, Vincent Adriano, Kieran Calavetti, as well as some of the other wrestlers, including Dom DeGena.
Attaboy.
Champion Athletes Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. UPWA Pro Wrestling is the fastest growing pro wrestling promotion on the East Coast. For the past 12 years, UPWA has provided the East Coast with some of the best action in pro wrestling. Go to theupwa.com for more details. R3 Lab. Reset, repair, recover. 242 Main Street, Madison. Cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression sleeve. If you want to recover quicker, go to R3 Lab, athletic recovery spot in Madison. Applebee's. With a casual atmosphere and attentive staff, an extensive menu of delicious comfort food, I'm sure to have something for everyone to love. With 15 within driving distance to Morris County, Applebee's really is in the neighborhood. Edge Wrestling, founded in 1984 as the first amateur school of its kind, with proven success, including Danny Fungaro. Call 973-337-1337 or go to edgewrestling.com. DeZeo Law, conveniently located in Parsippany. The firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages, physical, emotional, or monetary to their property will find legal representation. You will ensure that your rights are protected. These are just not words, but the values that drive the attorneys, paralegals, and firms and professionals. DeZeo Law, with us, it's personal.
Salerno Dwayne Auto Group, Denville, Newton, Summit, Randolph, and East Brunswick. It is covered by the Salerno Dwayne warranty. www.salernodwayne.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 33rd Annual Morris County Wrestling Tournament, and this is, more importantly, year 5 of us being together and commentating here for the Morris County HS Wrestling website.
Yeah, the 33rd Annual packed gym here. This year we have a new addition. I don't know if you call it a sidekick. James Clark from Hackensack. How you doing, James?
I'm doing well tonight. How are you?
We appreciate you being here too, James.
Oh, absolutely. Can't miss it for the world, you know?
Still think it's going to be better than the Harrington Sussex Warren tournament, but we'll talk
Hey,
about
watch
that
yourself
later.
now.
But anyway, if we look at this matchup, it's really interesting. We're looking at two guys who are in the same region, and Alex Winnett from Mendham. Obviously, I coach him, head wrestling coach from Mendham. He placed third. Alex was a state qualifier last year. Lost to Travis Travoso for third, fourth place, but both were state qualifiers, as well as Sean Connolly. Both Travis Travoso and Sean Connolly have made it all the way to state wrestle back round 2 in their careers thus far. Also, both are seniors, so this is their last chance here at the MCT and to make a statement in the individual state tournament this year. Travis got to the final, pretty impressive. He opened up last night with a minute 24 pin over Ryan Pagachny of Pequannock, and then turned around and had Mike Jack from Jefferson and beat him, pinned him in a minute and 12 seconds before heading to the finals and winning 4-2 over a very good Roxbury wrestler, Dominic LaRusso. If we take a look at Connolly's road to the final, he opened up against Noah Fox last night, winning 18-6. Then had Jacob Lacasio from Kinnelon, beating him Tech falling him 16-1 in 3 minutes 52 seconds before making the final, beating Alex Winnett from Mendham 8-5 in a very exciting match.
Sounds like this is going to be a really good final, Coach.
Sounds like it, as it's 0-0 through the first period.
Scoreless after one.
Yeah, I think this was one of the deeper weight classes when you look at it. Dominic LaRusso, I haven't looked at exactly where he went in the, as far as in the regions last year, but he's a dominant wrestler from Roxbury.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. He's really tough. He's very competitive. Just like any kind of wrestler around this area, they're all very competitive.
Yeah, and if you looked at his match against Travoso, actually in the semifinals, the LaRusso match, he was up 2-0. Then Travoso reversed him, tied it up 2-2, got hit with a stall call, and then in the last 10 seconds of the match, he was able to tilt for a 2 count, or for 2 back points, to end up beating Dominic LaRusso 4-2.
So that's a very impressive win right there. So
145 was a great bout. I mean, it was full from the beginning. We talked about the prelims. We had a full amount. It wasn't like where anybody got to walk through, and each bout's been competitive, and that's what you kind of want when you see it. And I think we proven you got the 2 best out here right now. But you know, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th aren't slouches either.
Oh, absolutely not.
I agree. They head off the mat with a minute 16 left in the second.
This is one of the most impressive tournaments in the area. I mean, Morris County tournament you want to talk about. He'll be wrestling later on, but Nick Ramo actually had yesterday had more state finals appearances than he actually did Morris County tournament matches.
Oh yeah, he had more state matches than he did in the Morris County tournament.
Well, state finals as well.
Which was bringing me to my first trivia question that I've been talking about all day is how many Morris County wrestlers since the inception of the tournament have won a state championship before they won a Morris County tournament. And wow, did he come out in dominant fashion here.
And he got hit with a stall call, too.
Might have a suck here. He's got him.
He looks pretty pinned to me, but this ref is usually pretty slow with calling pins. So
I see his shoulder up a little bit here, but I mean, he's got him in position. He's got 32 seconds left. I mean,
he's got plenty of time.
He's got a nice Turk in, and he's got like a crossface getting his back points. Chris Rebels is the lead official out there right now with Barry Jackson backing it up. And it's important with having a second ref in these tournaments because of the new rule that's around the state. We adopt the NFHS rules for the NJSIAA, and they've gone to a college out of bounds. So now you can get back points, and you can pin your opponent outside of the circle. But the little problem with the rule is when they wrote it up, they didn't write it up the right way. And everybody agrees to it. Your knees actually have to be down to get back points and to pin your opponent out of bounds. As soon as your knees come up and it's just your toes, you're out of bounds, which totally defeats what you would do as a coach. As a coach, you're telling your athletes or your wrestlers, be on your toes, be heavy, you want to stick your opponent. So now you're telling them, well, you got to be on your knees and give up that pressure.
I agree.
So by next year, they said that it looks like they will definitely adjust that rule and we won't have that issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we have 6-0 here, end of 2. We have an injury time. While we do that, let's take care of some business. Pinnacle Athletic Training, located at 915 Edwards Road in Parsippany. Pinnacle focuses on producing Olympic-level athletes and champion wrestlers in scholastic, freestyle, and Greco, including a few of the finalists today. In addition to wrestling, full weight training is available. For complete wrestling and strength training with world-class coaches, you can contact them at pinnacleathletic.com. Technique, strength, conditioning, all in one place. Pinnacle. Let's hit another one.
Wait, hold on. With Pinnacle, I just want to throw a shout-out. Ryan Harrington, now a 2-time All-American in college, has graduated, and he's coming back and helping Mike Kennedy at Pinnacle.
Oh, nice.
So get over there, get some lessons with Ryan. He'll definitely help you out. He was a 2-time state champion for Mendham High School, and a great guy.
That's very impressive. I believe this was Hanover Park's choice. They decided to go neutral for the third. Good choice.
And hopefully the stream will hold up for the entire night.
Hopefully. There will be deductions.
I don't think he's listening yet.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
He'll listen to it later on.
No, you're getting the phone call, not me.
Well, we still got to shoot the live opening, but that'll be fine.
Yeah. No, and I do want to say, thanks to Doug for also coming
great.
out and helping us out, Doug Black, and getting all this set up for us.
We'll say there was a change in the Wi-Fi system this year, so it's been really hard to get on. It's been very, technical, and the IT man, the Morris County HS Wrestling IT guy, Steve Baig,
Thank you.
wound us getting us on. So thank you, Coach Baig.
No, it's no problem. I'll thank Mendham High School for giving me a stipend to be a tech trainer coach, which has given me the ability to figure out some technical issues.
Conley's got to do something here. I mean, I don't know what he could do with under a minute left, but he's going to have to make a move.
Yeah, he's down 6-0. When you're in this situation, you're really looking at somebody going feet to back. It's the only way. You've got to pin your opponent. Time's ticking. We've got 40 seconds left in the match. So if we're not going to see something big, you're not going to see Connolly win.
I have a feeling he's going to try something here, and Tavoso's just going to get him and throw him to his back, but I don't know. Tavoso with the good defense here.
Now, and Tavoso's excellent on his feet. When they're in the top opposition, I didn't talk about it too much. He's getting hit with a stall call, but that's ill consequence. It's not going to
affect
the match in any way.
No, I agree.
We're here 10 seconds left. It looks like Tavoso's going to be our champion here at 145.
And all those points were scored in the second period.
And I do apologize, but in a little while, I will be getting up for the 95-pound final.
And Travis Tavoso is your 2018 Morris County HS champion.
From 145,
Yes, we go on to 152.
Evan Vasquez, a junior from Roxbury, 23-3, versus Vincent Andriano, a junior from Del Barton, 18-6. And it's funny, Coach, we've done this for 5 years. This seems to be another one of those kids. Del Barton always has those really good, Agassiz, the Farrows, the Glory. These are how they win those titles with these kids, who you don't expect to do as well as they do, making the finals or making runs late.
Yeah, I mean, last year, Vincent Andriano, was a Region 4th place finisher. Vasquez was only a Region 2 V3. But interesting, the other night, Roxbury and West Morris wrestled each other. Vasquez, and I would call that an upset, beat Justin LeMay from West Morris Central. He did put him to his back for 5, which helped. But he won like a 7-2 or an 8-2 bout. It was somewhere in there. It was a decision. But that's an impressive win. Justin's a state qualifier and an excellent wrestler in his own right. So really interesting. You're seeing a little funk here now. And Vasquez can be a very funky wrestler. So right now it just kind of funk rolled through. You got Vincent in on the single leg, and Vasquez is wrapped around the waist, and you're just going to see him funk through. Nothing yet. And now we got 2. No,
not yet. No, he's got his leg.
That is a good no call by Joe Ben, the lead official.
Now he gets the 2. That was almost as good of a scramble as last year, if you remember the heavyweight final with Fox and...
that was a good scramble last year.
The heavyweights throwing it around.
Oh, and backing up Mr. Benvenuto is Mr. Rossi. Or Rossetti, rather. I'm sorry. And just to look at this, Evan Vasquez, who is a junior, 20-3, coming in, like you said, got to the finals by beating the Morris Knowles kid, Steven Gasparini, 7-0. He beat Matthew Salazar from Morris Hills, 4-3 in a very close bout. And that's how he made his way after beating Swahali from Parsippany.
I think that was a forfeit.
It was
I think
forfeit.
He got a medical forfeit.
It was a medical forfeit or sickness.
And you wonder if that something like that would happen because, you're talking about the adrenaline. He didn't have to wrestle. So, I mean, Andriano has that kind of, a little bit of a sweat going.
Oh, I think it definitely makes a difference. You're getting your body looser.
Yeah.
And Adriano made it his way here by last night, pinning his opponent DeFazio from Mountain Lakes in 52 seconds. He beat Anthony Sperra from Mount Olive 9-4, and then pinned Justin LeMay in 1 minute and 43 seconds, which again is really impressive knowing what kind of wrestler Justin is.
I watched that match live. He caught him. Justin was going. He just caught him and threw him right to his back. But he leads 2-0 and takes defense starting the second here.
That just proves in wrestling, you never know what can happen. One little slip up could cost you a match. There should be a stalemate there any moment, as neither wrestler is improving their position. And
as you say that, they improve their position.
Yeah. I thought he was going to call stalemate there any moment. 3-0 our score.
I'll tell you something. After that match with LeMay, Andriano came off. He's intense. Because Coach Russo came up to me, and I said, I need to talk to him real quick. He goes, are you kidding me? I got to go ice my hands. He slapped it so hard coming off the mat.
That's funny.
Another 2.
Here we go, another 2. So the match has really opened up now in the second period, 5-0. You know, and looking at it, if Del Barton, pretty much it's almost a sealed deal, is going to win another Morris County championship. This will be their 10th championship in a row. Now definitely setting the pace for a new record for hopefully somebody at some point to try to
somebody. I'm sure there's a lot of coaches wishing they could just get that one.
We have one. We won the first ever historical fact. Mendham is the first team to ever win the Morris County tournament. And then we never won another one. But
who was the coach at that time?
Mike Bullis, and he was one of the people that helped start the Morris County tournament. So interesting fact, him and Bob Sherns, and Bob's in the gym somewhere here from Mount Olive. And there are a couple other guys that got together and created this tournament, and it's really turned into a high-level tournament.
One of the premier. I mean, to win this is a tough thing. And actually, you know this. I'm sure probably people at home don't. Coach Bullis was actually my coach when I was a freshman at Mendham.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yep.
And he emailed me the other day wishing us good luck at the county tournament. Really appreciate that. He's retired now, but he's been actually working for like Habitat for Humanity and doing a lot of volunteer work. So
he's a great man. So yeah.
He was actually my mentor for teaching.
Vasquez will choose neutral to go for the third. As there's a 5-0 score. And Vasquez goes in for a single leg. Ooh.
Little funk there.
And he got the takedown.
All right, so Vasquez is on the board now, making the score a 5-2 match.
Impressive.
You almost wonder if he could break down Adriano because he has long, lanky legs in the arms. So he's got a good wide base. He's going to need to turn him to get some points because now you're fighting the clock.
Yeah, he's definitely probably his best bet is to try to get a quick tilt in there and try to get some back points. Hopefully a 5 count for 3. Cuttingham's really not going to help you at this point unless you're going to try to, again, go for the throw.
Yeah. And as tough as it's been to get those first 2, you're not, no guarantee you're taking him down again.
Absolutely not. But let's see how Evan rides here. Maybe he has something in his back pocket we don't know about. Breaks out a little funk. Gets where he needs to be. No, that's a stall on bottom. But that's a start. That's a smart stall. He's not going to get turned. He's going to hold off. So what? You get a warning. Now we're under a minute. But Vasquez was in again, but.
A little low. Let's see if we can get him.
That's a nice little scramble.
I think he would have went in more with that and kept continuing, but his headgear got in his eyes if you saw that right there, and I don't think he saw where he was really at.
As Vasquez picks an ankle, potentially dangerous, called by referee Joe Benvenuto.
And this is only working in Andriano's favor right here. He just trying to buy the time. He's got a 4-point lead. If Vasquez wants to sit there and, go for shots and just hold him, this just works out for him in the end.
I agree.
Got to do something here. 17 seconds left.
Not much time left to really do much.
You hope you can try to get possible throw his back, but I doubt it. And it looks like he's going to be another Del Barton.
Oh, I think so. And if you look at it, you're going to see a lot of Del Barton wrestlers have made it to the finals. I mean, I would have to look through my paperwork, but I would think they have at least 8 in the finals, probably one more than half their lineup. That's why they're 17th in the nation.
And 6-2 is our final. So Del Barton's 2 for 2 right now.
That was an excellent, solid match.
It was, I agree.
Do a little more of the work as they present the medals. Champion Athletes Nutrition. Why your wrestlers need a nutrition program? Strength, endurance, faster recovery, improved performance, health, and improved mood. Lose weight the proper way. Like some of the finalists here. Travis Tavoso, Vincent Adriano, as you've seen. Kieran Calavetti, who's coming up next, as well as some of the other wrestlers, including Dom DeGena.
Attaboy.
Champion Athletes Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. UPWA Pro Wrestling is the fastest wrestling promotion on the East Coast and provides you more bang for your buck. For the past 12 years, they provided the East Coast with the best action in professional wrestling. When you come to see the live events and purchase DVDs, you'll see future stars and Hall of Famers like Tito Santana, Nikolai Volkov, Eric Young, Ethan Carter III, Mason Ryan, and much more. Go to the UPWA.com for more details. So sit tight, tune in, and buy your tickets. Get ready to be brought back to the prime when professional wrestling was the hottest thing around. UPWA. Our 160 final. Kieran Calvetti, a sophomore from Del Barton, 18-7. Bobby Ortenz, a senior from Jefferson, 23-2. Going to be wrestling here in the final. We're going to have James step out real quick while we interview Travis Tavoso, talk a little bit about this upcoming, his win, and just how he feels with the team. Join us, Mr. Tavoso. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you got to feel pretty good after that match.
Yeah.
We were saying earlier, I thought your weight class was pretty deep in the sense of Alex Winnett's a solid wrestler. You're obviously, we won once last year. He beat you once last year, but then you came back, beat us twice. And then I thought you had a really excellent match in your semifinal. What did you think about your semifinal match? Sorry to jump in.
I in the first period, I went for an inside trip, and then it's kind of funky. We were just, rolling onto our backs. I had him on his back, 4 times. He had me on my back, 3 times, and we were just rolling, and I obviously not ideal that I didn't get that takedown, but I was still pretty comfortable. I knew I had a pretty good chance to ride him out or try to turn him on top.
So,
and
where was your mind now? You're going in. You got about 10 seconds left in your match. It's tied 2-2.
In the third period?
In the third period when you hit the tilt.
Well, I was riding him pretty tough the whole third period, so I was comfortable. I knew I could. I wasn't worried about giving up the escape at that point, so I was looking for my turns the whole time. And then once I got to that tilt, I was just I'm gonna go. I felt comfortable there. I knew he couldn't roll out and get one or anything.
Yeah, no, that was really impressive. I mean, you're looking at 10 seconds left in the match, and you just tilt your guy. And it doesn't go to overtime, and kind of get you off the mat pretty quick. So, nice match.
Thank you.
Talk a little bit about as back points here. You guys win. You guys are pretty much on your way to your 10th straight here at the tournament, and you win your individual. I know Del Barton's focused a lot on the individuals when it comes to states. Talk about how these Morris County tournament titles mean to what they mean to you, because it's such a tough tournament, such really good competition.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor to win this tournament. There are always a bunch of good guys at every weight, so I'm excited to come away with the win. But like you said, for us, obviously everything we work for is for March and winning the state title at the end. So
congratulations, another win for Del Barton.
Yeah, excellent job, Travis.
Thank you.
All right, and just getting back to this match as we got this one underway. So currently we're in a 4-4 battle in the second period, just starting the second. You're looking at Kieran Calavetti, a sophomore from Del Barton who went to state wrestleback round 2. Kieran got all the way to the finals by pinning his opponent in 17 seconds last night. His opponent was from Hanover Park, Patsy, and then turned around and beat the Mountain Lakes boy, and he pinned him in 3 minutes and 7 seconds, and then got to the finals by pinning John DeVito from West Morris in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Very impressive when you can pin your way to the final. His opponent is from Jefferson, who's 20-2 coming into the tournament. He's been a region wrestleback 2v3, and he also made his way here by pinning in 42 seconds last night over Robbie Chittenden from Mendham, and then turned around and won 10-0 in Major Tommy Goodwin from Pequannock before eventually beating Vincent DiCarlo from Mount Olive in a 3-1 battle to get to the finals here.
The thing about Hortense is that he's a headlock kind of person. If you know Jefferson wrestling very well, they all like the throws, they all like the headlocks, and they're all pinners. So you never know what can happen here. And it's only 6-4 right now, so you never know what could happen.
All right, and the score's increased now to 6-4. And then we didn't talk too much about bouts tonight. The opening bout I thought was excellent. We know the final, our feature bout of the night, is at 138. Looking at Connor Matrot versus Dan Fungaro from Booton, and Matrot's from Montville. That will be an excellent final and definitely keep the fans in the stands.
I agree. I absolutely agree. We got about 20 seconds left in the second, and it's still 6-4 Calavetti. And they're off the mat with 12.5 seconds left. As he tried to Granby through.
Yep, and it's just short time left in the match. You're going to see Calavetti ride him out right now, and then we'll take it into the third period. Ooh, pretty close to turning him, but we got nothing. And Tim White, a long-term official, is the lead official in this match, backed up by Roy Dragon, who's the state's rule interpreter for all our officials.
And Jefferson chose to go neutral here, which is actually a pretty good,
smart move.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like about Jefferson. They're all very smart, you know what I mean? They really, really think about the match. If they're tied at 2-2 and it's the other opponent's choice, if they go bottom, they usually like to cut them, try to get the takedown on their feet, or try to pin them in any way or form.
And I also thought it was smart, too. A lot of times people would take bottom in this position. You figure get one and then get two, and now you're winning. But if you just saw the end of that period, once he got reversed, he was getting dominated on top and almost turned at the end. So here we go on our feet. It allows him to be a little more dangerous and at least tie the match out.
And like I said before, Hortense is like a headlock, and he likes to do the throws and everything, just like any kind of Jefferson wrestling. If you know Jefferson wrestling, I almost thought he was going to get the takedown. I almost thought he was going to get the headlock there. See, I told you, Coach, he was going to try to go for that headlock.
You were on the money with that one.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him very well. So.
No, but you know what? You're here in the counties. You got to let it all lay out on the mat here.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what are you going to do? You're going to go home tonight and think, well, I coulda, woulda, shoulda, or you're going to go after it. And Hortense is that kind of wrestler.
Whatever he put up, I need that link so I can put it up. Because it's not working.
And we got about 45 seconds left in the third. Calaveras has a 8-4 lead.
And you would assume here he's going to stay on top, not get back to neutral and put himself in any danger. So as long as you can ride him out for the next 25 seconds, you're going to see another Del Barton wrestler up top of the podium here today.
Yeah, honestly, Del Barton's just he might. Oh, did he get backside? Yeah, he got. Well, he's getting back points out of that. Should have 3 coming his way. And that will seal the deal for this bout, as Calavetti will win a 10-4 decision over Rob Hortense from Jefferson. It was a pretty good bout there until the end.
No, I thought it was a really good bout, and Robert Hortense had to make a decision, and I think he made the right one. It didn't work out in his favor, but that's here nor there. He went after it, and you can't complain when your wrestler goes after somebody like that.
No, I agree. He definitely he definitely put an effort in, and that's all that really counts too. If you really put an effort into the finals, you make it this far. You got to make the most out of it too.
Oh, I agree with that, and I told my wrestlers all weekend, I'm like, leave it on the mat. You've got to leave it on the mat this weekend. Don't go home with regrets.
And the main thing is, too, Coach, keep the official out of the match. You wrestle your match. And I know that can be hard for both coaches and wrestlers, and believe me, I understand that. But you got to really keep them out of the match because...
Well, you want to win your matches on your own merit, and you don't want to have an official have to be making a stall call, putting it in the overtime. That happened to us last year. I mean, we were wrestling Anthony Clark, who's a state champ for Del Barton. My boy's Domenico DeGena, who's in the finals today against another Del Barton kid, Straczynski. But last year, that's what happened. It was a 2-2 match. And we got hit with a stall call, and we lost a 3-2 bout on a stall call. And instead of taking it into our own hands, we left it in the officials. Something you don't want to do.
Right, exactly. I'm sure that's something that Dom really learned from this year, is just to keep the official out of the match.
Yeah, and I think hopefully when we get to his final, you're going to see that. He's really picked up his style of wrestling, and he's wrestling really aggressive and well lately. So
I agree. I absolutely agree with you, Coach.
All right. So we're about to now start our 170-pound final. We got an interview coming up here, but just real quick as we enter into this match, you got West Morris's Marco Gaeta coming in with an 18-2 record. He was a region champ last year, getting down to Atlantic City. He didn't place down there, but he had an excellent tournament. He just got taken down, so he's down 2-0 against A.J. Lonsky from Del Barton, who is a state wrestleback round 2 in his own right. So, again, two guys in the same region. They're definitely going to see each other somewhere again down the lines. Congratulations. So, I guess first question, just kind of, I'm impromptu right now. You got to put these guys on. So if you give me your biggest highlight, can you hear me through this?
Yeah.
All right. If you give me your biggest highlight of this tournament, what would it be?
Oh, man. I mean, that semifinal was pretty fun. To get out there and get a pin in the first, I felt good. I was very excited to get to the finals. Not being able to do that last year.
What was your thought process? So you're looking at Evan Vasquez. I know everybody sits and looks at papers and results. You obviously probably saw that Evan beat Justin LeMay in the dual meet prior to. Didn't see it.
I try to stay away from looking at names.
Well,
I don't try and get nervous by that.
Well, number one, I'm proud of you for doing that. I ask a lot of my athletes not to do that because I think paper watching plays into your head, and then you start thinking about your opponent more than you should. You should be focused on the wrestling, not on who you're wrestling. I think that makes a difference. So did you have any thoughts going into the final? What was your approach when you had to wrestle Evan Vasquez? Do you know his style of wrestling or what he was going to bring to the match?
I'm gonna sound like a rookie. I mean,
Don't worry about it.
I tried not to watch. I really watch as low as possible, trying to psych myself out. I watched a little bit of his matches, from across the room earlier in the day. I knew he was the first seed, but I wasn't really looking out for much.
All right. I mean, pinning Justin LeMay must have made you feel pretty good to make it to the finals.
Yeah,
right. I know you caught him, but that's an excellent win. And then two, just beating Evan. No, I've seen him wrestle several times, so I knew he was going to bring some funk to the match, and it just seemed like you were able to keep up with his funk and then kind of dead stop it. So hopefully that helped you along the way. Anything else?
Now I know kind of get a little intense out there, and I know you were super hyped beating LeMay. How much ice did your coach have to put on his hands? He said you came off and slapped his head. He said he had to go ice it up because you were a little hyped up there.
Yeah, I always have Coach Russo, and I always make him take the pain of the hit. I know Stoll might back his hand away, so I don't want to throw myself off by that.
I could see that with Coach Stoll, just kind of giving you the Olay.
And this is your first MC title, right?
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank
Well
you.
deserved.
And congratulations to Del Barton, 10th. And I mean, we were talking about it earlier. You know, you may not have been the most hype name coming in, but it's a lot of you guys, because everybody always thinks of Del Barton as one or two kids, and it's been such a team effort that they don't realize all the extra points they get in the other rounds. You know, that was a big thing too.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Thank you.
No, you
Very
did
much.
an awesome job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're looking at Marco Gaeta. The way he made his way to the final was pinning Walter Longo in 1 minute and 12 seconds last night from Mendham. He then went against Nick Zara from Hanover Park, pinned him in 3 minutes 58 seconds before having a close match with Joe Daddario from Montville to get to the finals 4-1. When we look at AJ Lonsky, another dominant wrestler from Del Barton, he turned around and pinned Kevin Zhang last night in 14 seconds. Then ran into Nick Walmart from Randolph, who he tech-falled 15-0 in 2 minutes 39 seconds before eventually beating Alfonso Pinto of Mount Olive in a close battle 2-1. And Pinto, in his own right, was down in Atlantic City. So you're looking at another weight class that's had several state qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that just proves that this is a really quality weight class. I don't know who that was
Not
that got
just
the
weight
stone.
class, I'm talking about tournament. Better
Oh,
than
yeah.
that Hunter Sussex Warren thing.
The little debate that we had before.
Dave Wolfmeyer, if you're watching, I'll be debating that with you as well.
3-1 and the 2.
Yeah. The thing about Marco Gaeta is that he's very aggressive. He'll wrestle all 6 minutes, and he's stunned a lot of top-notch wrestlers over his career. The first time I've seen him wrestle is when he was a sophomore, and it was when we had the old Region 1 in Wallkill Valley. He stunned Anthony Duardo from North Warren, who was supposed to be a state medalist.
Yep.
Along the way. I don't think he placed at all.
We had an
correct me if
escape
I'm
there
wrong.
by Lonsky, making it 3-2.
Yeah, so it's a 3-2 bout right now. But no, Gaeta's an excellent wrestler. I mean, being a region champ last year, the newly formed Sam Cali tournament, 32-team tournament, he got injured in it. He has bad knees. But you want to talk about perseverance, this is a kid who perseveres through a lot. Going back to Gaeta again, you know, I use him as an example to kids on my team, you know, because when you're beat up, that doesn't mean you should shut down. And this kid, I look at him, he did have to withdraw from the Sam Cali because of injury, but then he battles back, he gets himself back onto the mat.
I agree. He's just, you can't break him. You know what I mean?
Or you could break him, but you can't stop him.
Yeah.
He's
If
going to
you
come at you regardless.
Break him physically, but you can't break him mentally.
Exactly.
And that's what the sport of wrestling is all about.
The sport's got to be at least 85% mental.
Exactly. I agree.
Wow. That looked like Marco had him on the edge of the mat, but no bueno.
I don't know.
And so here are lead officials, Gary Kessel. He just retired from doing Division I wrestling matches. So you can boo him, but the guy knows what he's doing. He's the most highly rated official in the state of New Jersey.
I agree. Oh, but I think he might get a takedown here if he pulls.
He's going to keep
back
him in.
That. Oh,
Yeah, hit him with the flea. Pull him back in one more time. That's not two yet. He's not on a hit. You can't give it to him.
no,
So
not
now
yet.
he's asking the backup official That's Al Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz is going to tell him what he thinks, and he gives him the 2. He gives him the 2. So that's where our officials work together. That's a thing of beauty. If they could do that.
He looked like he had the cradle lock there, too, at the edge of the mat. So.
He did, and you know what? He's pulling out of bounds. He's trying to pull him inbounds. You know, you don't see fleeing the mat calls all the time, but
you should see them more often because I've seen them quite a bit this year.
Yeah, I mean, my kid actually got hit with pulling the kid off the mat, which is a flea. It's interesting.
Gaeta's
so here we
gotta
go.
hold him down
4-3. He's got to hold him. He hits.
That was the quickest stalling.
That's a fast stall.
That is the quickest stall I've ever seen.
That was pretty quick. I mean, he's hanging on the leg. I know that, but
that was a rather
now
quick one.
3.6 seconds is enough time for him to still escape and send this to overtime. But that's just not going to happen.
Oh.
Attaboy. Good job, Marco Gaeta.
Gaeta wins 4-3.
Now that's a huge win. Lonsky's a state wrestleback round 1, so.
All right, let's get to some more business. Applebee's, with a casual atmosphere and attentive staff, will make sure you're eating good whenever you step into Applebee's. An extensive menu of delicious comfort food is sure to have something for everyone to love. With almost 2,000 locations in the U.S. and around the world, as well as 15 within driving distance of Morris County. Applebee's, it's good in the neighborhood.
All right, and I'll stick
I'm
in
doing
here.
one more.
Whoa.
Edge Wrestling, founded in 1984, is the first amateur wrestling school of its kind in the nation. The Edge has been committed to teaching and mentoring students throughout the sport of wrestling to strive for individual excellence in all aspects of life, developing character, self-confidence, self-discipline. With over 3 decades of experience, our record speaks for itself. The results are unmatched. The methodology and system is seen by Travis Tavoso, Dom DeGena, Anthony Clark, Dom DeFrancesco Antonio, and Danny Fungaro, some of the finalists today. With over 100 New Jersey state champions, 183 state finalists, 59 NCAA Division I All-Americans, and 100 current coaches, both at high school and collegiate. The Edge is unmatched. Edge Wrestling. We're going to get Mr. Calvetti to get interviewed too. We have the 182 bout. Cole Creshbane, a senior from Del Barton, 19-6. Shane Connolly, a senior from Jefferson, 25-2.
And this should be an interesting bout as Creshbane, number 1 seed, was state placed 6th in the state last year, where Connolly from Jefferson was a region 4th place finisher.
Talk a little bit about your win as we welcome in the champion at 160, Kira Gavetti. Talk about your win and just kind of what it means for you.
It means a lot. You know, I actually wrestled with him earlier this year. We practiced with them a bit, so going into it, I knew what he was and stuff. But it's a good start to the season, obviously. Last year, I won a match on a states, but I didn't fully get what I wanted, so it's a good start this year in placing a states.
So what is your goal this year when you get into the individual state run, starting with the district tournament and moving forward?
Completely just to place a states. That's been my goal since freshman year, and gradually by like junior, senior year, be a state champion.
Now you guys, this is going to be your 10th straight here at the Morris County tournament. What does this mean to you guys? Because I know with some of you guys, obviously the goal is to win state titles, but how is it to win? Because the Morris County tournament is such a tough tournament to win, and you see guys, and you know it's changed in the last few years where now you're not seeing the same guys in regions and districts, and now this is kind of the measuring stick. How does it feel for you guys at Del Barton to win not only 10 in a row, but to have so many finalists and champions?
It's really cool. We all hung out after the semifinals and stuff. It creates like an atmosphere that's just good going into it. Everyone's looking forward to it and willing to get wrestling.
And how is that atmosphere created? Because, I mean, we've talked about how you guys are all from all away. You know, I know the coaches foster that and you guys do a lot of team building. You know, how do you guys do that yourself? Because you guys live so far away from each other most of the part. How do you guys have that family atmosphere?
We just develop it over time being such competitive wrestlers. Also, we hang out a lot, like I was saying. And also we play a lot of video games together. It's probably the best way that we build a competitive atmosphere.
Who's the best video game player? And do you get your coaches in it, or can they not say?
Nah. Well, for disclosure, I'm not going to say. But I don't know. Pat Glory might be the best on the map, but not on video games.
We
Wait.
found something he's not good at.
What video game do you guys play against each other?
Fortnite. We usually play like together as a team, sometimes against each other. But yeah.
Oh, so you guys sometimes team up and play another group of people?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I know you've done some different things this year. I mean, you talked about last year not finishing how you wanted to. I know your coach was saying you guys did some stuff with your nutrition. Talk a little bit about what did you do with your nutrition this year as far as for weight?
I actually work with Champion Athletes Nutrition. Dan, this guy's name who runs it, he's awesome. He gives me a full week diet plan and changes it up. I also, on top of like the diet that goes with, he also meets with you and talks about how you feel. Like he actually recommended some supplements for me. I was getting like cramps and back pain, and it's totally helpful. It's like not only just a nutrition guy, but also like a doctor to you mid-season. Awesome.
He seems to have a lot of success with Del Barton because I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about some of the kids and. It just seems like he's doing it well, and you don't have to worry about unhealthily losing weight and stuff. So it seems like, and we've noticed a difference. I mean, here you are, you're winning, and you look like you're going to have a good run here in the postseason, and hopefully we'll be seeing down in Atlantic City on the podium.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, congratulations as a sophomore winning this tournament. That's a big deal. So
thank you very much.
All right, so when we look at this match, there was a late takedown at the buzzer. Literally, his rear end hit the mat, and 2 went up from Roy Dragon, the lead official here, backed up by Barry Jackson, who agreed it was 2. So Connolly got taken down early on by Crespane, and now he escaped. So now it's a 3-0 match. Cole, a senior from Del Barton, coming into the season 16-6. And again, when I say these records from the top seeds, people might think 16-6, how is he a top seed? How's this kid a state place winner? Well, I mean, they go to the Beast of the East.
Rough tournament.
They go. Yep, they go out to Escape the Rock. So they wrestle not just Jersey competition; they're wrestling some of the best competition around the state, around the country.
Yeah, I mean, they went up to they were wrestled Buchanan, New York. They were out in California. I mean, they're wrestling the top kids. So
now they wrestle Mendham.
Yeah, I mean that's a great school too.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
I don't disagree that we're a good school.
I'll tell you what.
It's tough wrestling the 17th.
Yeah, well, you guys aren't bad though.
Oh, we're not bad.
No.
I'll tell you what.
You beat us up good, so.
I got to give Coach some credit. I mean, I don't know if anybody told you, for you guys to have your first sectional title last year and make it down and put a little scare in the P-Bird. You guys had a really good team, and I mean that's things are looking up for Mendham, and as alumni, it's nice to see, and it's the atmosphere in that sectional final being against crosstown rival West Morris. That gym was packed, and they were cheering every bout.
Hopefully you'll see that again. Probably not in our gym, but hopefully we'll get that another matchup with them in a final of a section. So we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, Crespaine's dominating this match 5-0 now as the time is ticking out for the second period here. Again, Cole made his way all the way to the finals by pinning his opponent last night from Morris Catholic, Duncan Stevenson, in 6 seconds. He then beat the Then beat the Dover individual, Israel. Can't pronounce the last name, but beat him pinned him in 44 seconds before taking Luke Stefanelli from West Morris and beating him 14-2 by major decision to get to the finals. When we look at Connolly, he was our 2 seed coming in at 22-2. He beats Zach Rochow from Whippany Park. Pinned him in 1 minute 34 seconds before he pins Kyle Winbush from Randolph in 1 minute and 3 seconds, and then pins his way to the final by beating the 3rd seed from Mountain Lakes and pins him in 1 minute and 1 second. So here we are in the 3rd period, 5-0 bout, and they're on their feet.
And it looks like Crespaine's really in control of this match, so he might. I don't want to predict anything too early, but I think he might get this, unless if Connolly can catch him with one of his lateral drops or his headlocks, or like I said before about Hortense, they all like to do the throws. So, if Crespaine doesn't get caught in any of those, he's fine.
And Connolly, just won his 100th last week, so I mean he's had a very good career. I mean, you just run up against some kids, and it looks like here with about a minute left, it's going to be tough for him unless he gets a throw here.
And I might not be here for his interview, but you should ask him: is he going to stay at 182 when he makes his run in the districts and in the regions and states, or is he going to drop back down to 170?
That's going to be a good idea. That's a good question.
And I wonder, because when you look at the brackets, you're going to have Crespane in the finals. Where was it an easier road to get to the finals? I wonder if they looked at that, because you do have Gaeta down at 170 and Lonsky down at 170. So I wonder if that kind of impacted his decision on where's the best place for him to make a run. As he just tried a lat drop, It was ineffective and something he should have done, so he got taken down with 34.5 seconds left in the match. So, yeah, that's an interesting point. I wonder if he's going to drop back down or if he's going to stay up. I think you look around, it's his senior year. You want to be as successful as you can in your last run at it. So
yeah, you never know what coaches will do or what he'll want to do, too. It's a matter of how far he can get, not in just regions, but in states as well, too.
We want to know what a coach would do. Put yourself in the boots. You're his coach. What would you do? How would you look at it?
Well, first I would look at the brackets. First of all, I look at each district, region. I don't look at just their records. I would look at the competition that they get. So he could be wrestling some kid in the finals at regions. I'm just saying from another school somewhere, and they don't get the best competition, but his record is like unblemished.
As he wins 7-0.
Hey, we got our first double point into the stands, but no flexing yet this year.
We haven't seen that
depressed.
yet.
I'm a little depressed.
Yeah, right?
We'll do a little commercial real quick.
Come.
Gaeta Law, conveniently located in Parsippany, the firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages, physical, emotional, monetary, or to their property will find a legal representative who will ensure that their rights are protected. These are not just words, but the values that drive the attorneys, paralegals, and other professionals at the firm. They believe in being prepared, working hard, staying focused, and maintaining close relations with our clients. Free consultation, call 1-833-JIM-HELPS. Gaeta Law. With us, it's personal. And let's do one more.
Salerno Dwayne Auto Group, Denville, Newton, Summit, Randolph, and East Brunswick. It is covered by the Salerno Dwayne warranty. www.salernodwayne.com.
We're going to go to the 195 final. David Opus, a senior from Mount Olive, 18-4. Gage Armillo, a sophomore from Mendham, 19-1. As we're here and joined by Marco Gaeta for this 195. Congratulations. Talk a little bit about this tournament and just kind of what it meant to get out here and get this win.
I mean, it's a great tournament. There's a ton of great competitors. Come out here and battle all day today and some of last night. And to get that victory and win the tournament just means a ton.
Now, you had had a good run last year. Injury kind of took you out of it. Talk about that, and kind of what your mission was this year, getting, back onto the mat.
Last year, I was, coming in here planning or trying to win it. And in the semifinals, I ended up tearing my meniscus and ended up getting pinned in a match that I was winning 5-0. And for something like that to happen is just devastating. I ended up taking third that last year. And, I mean, one of my biggest goals in the offseason was to come out here this year and end up trying to win and winning this. So to come out here and do that means a ton.
You guys have been on a good run, too, Wes Morris. Just talk about what it means for the team. Just you guys had a big win, as we see a tilt here by Armillo. But a big win you had over Mendham, who made the Group 4 final last year. You guys are in position to host a sectional if everything goes well. Just talk about what you mean for the team. As we get a pin here, 53 seconds, Armillo stacks him up.
Well, I mean, last year I thought we had a pretty good team. We had Shane Metzler and Cade Lockney and Christian Chamarki ended up graduating from last year. So we didn't really know what we were going to be left with this year, and to come in this year and do even better and succeed a lot more than last year means a ton to the whole team, and gives a confidence boost to everybody, even coming into tournaments like this.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be seeing you on some more stands before the end of the year.
Hopefully.
Marco Gaeta, the champion at 170, a 4-3 winner. We're going to have the 220 bout coming up.
Yeah, 220.
Liridon Leka, a senior from Montville, 23-3. Trey Zombic, a senior from Del Barton, 12-3. Before we get to that, let's get to a quick commercial as they're going to bring out the other ones. Edge Wrestling. 34 years of tradition and excellence. Founded in 1984 in the first amateur wrestling school of its kind in the nation, the Edge has been committed to teaching and mentoring students to the sport of wrestling to strive for individual excellence in all aspects of their life. With over 3 decades of experience, our record speaks for itself. The results are unmatched. Methodology and system is proven as seen by finalists Travis DeVoso, Anthony Clark, Dom DeGena, Dom DeFrancesco Antonio, Joey Oliveri, Nico Nardone, and Denny Fungaro. With 100 New Jersey State champions, 183 state finalists, and 59 NCAA Division I All-American athletes, our record is unmatched. Call 973-337-1337 or email info@edge.com. We're going to get the champion, Cole Creshpain, and then Cole gets to get interviewed. We're going to get Cole Creshpain in here as we got the 220 bout. Congratulations, Cole. Sit down, put the headphones on, give us a talk. Congratulations. Talk about this win. I mean, Del Barton's been on a roll for 10 years here. You guys come out, you have champion after champion. Just what it means as one of the leaders on our squad.
You know, today was a big, today meant a lot to me. The last 2 years, I came out here, I made it to the finals, and I lost both times. So this was my revenge match. Basically, I wanted to get the win and prove to people that I was the best in the county at my weight. And our coaches push us really hard every day in practice. You know, everybody we go at it in practice every day. Some of the bigger guys like Trey and AJ and Calvetti, I go at it with them every day. And, you know, in the room, we're not friends, but outside the room, we are. We go after it every day, and it's really paying off for us.
Now, we were talking, some of your teammates, they said there was a fostering of a family atmosphere. You guys like to play video games a lot and do stuff like that and kind of do team building. We actually found Pat Gordy's not the greatest video gamer, according to a couple people. They said he's not the best on the team. So he's something different.
He's definitely not the best, but he'll beg to differ. And, yeah, we have a PS4 in our locker room, so we get after it, and Fortnite is one of our big games. So.
Do you guys play Madden there at all?
Not too much, but some of the guys at their house, they play against each other. So
okay.
It's definitely really fun.
Now, last year you finished second here. You go down, you place in states. You know, but this is kind of like we were saying something in the county. How does this feel compared? I mean, can you compare? Because obviously at the state you went down there, you showed you the best at the weight in the state, but there was always kind of like, well, you got beat in the final. Talk about that. How you feel now? You know, knowing that there's no asterisk or doubt or anybody could say anything.
I mean. Definitely Morris County is one of the best counties in the state. And, I mean, it's definitely not the whole state. And our coaches, they really stress to us about how everything is preparation for the state tournament at the end of the season. So this is just one little step in on our road to success at the state tournament. So
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
10 straight for Del Barton.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Get your win in your senior season. Enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you on a podium a lot this February and March.
Awesome. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good one.
All right, have a good day.
Cole Creshpain, the champion at 182. I'll tell you what, this almost became the Del Barton show. This is almost a Del Barton show, which I don't mind.
I know, right? This is crazy here. Almost every wrestler so far that we've seen, except for 195, it's all been Del Barton kids, and it's just proves how good they are. So right now we're looking at a 2-1 lead for our lead on Lika. And I believe this is a rematch from last year's 220 bout between these two. So
it is, and I'm not sure if they wrestled in, they had a dual meet, obviously, because they're in the same conference.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they wrestled on that, but I know last year they went 1-1. Zombik got the pin during the dual meet, and Leka came out and got the win here. So 2-1 Leka after one.
I'll take a look at that real quick. But to talk about Lika real quick, we saw him last weekend down in North Bergen. It was us, North Bergen, Perth Amboy, and Montville. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, I coach in Hackettstown.
As we got an escape here by Zombik, making it 2-2.
Lika is, he manhandled our 220-pounder, but we know he's very competitive. He has some legit losses. He's lost to Zach Del Vecchio from South Plainfield. He lost to him 3-1. And he lost to Luis Fernandez from Voorhees.
Who's solid. I mean,
yeah,
talk about coming out of nowhere.
All right, sorry, guys. Made it back for this great rematch.
Almost didn't have to leave. You get a coach from here. That was so quick. And I called that.
You called that. Go to the Morris County HS Wrestling website so that you could see that Gage was actually predicted to place third in this tournament.
Now, on
as
behalf,
I told Mr. Brower, I don't think that's going to happen. I got a feeling he might pin his way through the county tournament.
On behalf, though, on my behest, if you look at the top, it says seeding, voids, and predictions, and there was a reseed, so he was put in a different spot.
Whoa.
What I did. There was a reseed, correct?
Yeah, but you
Thank
don't.
you.
Wait. You can't end on that point.
I put the predictions up early.
Oh, well, I'll give you that.
And going back to Liridon Lika from Montville, he did wrestle Trey Zagombic from Del Barton in the dual meet between Montville and Del Barton. Lika won that bout 7-3.
They also wrestled each other last year in the
Yes.
Morris County final.
Yeah, we were
So it's
just
a rematch.
talking. Yeah, we were just talking about that too, and I remember that too.
Yeah, and Letko won. He was MCT champ last year, state qualifier. Zombic's a state wrestle background too. So it's a really good 220-pound final.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as the clock ticks down, we have a 4-3 lead for Liridon Lika. And it's
a 4-3 bout.
So it's Lika's choice. Lika, excuse me. It's Lika's choice. He's going to go bottom. Not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm sure the officials have it figured out.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give him a free plug. We talked about it last year, and I know his family, Vendetta Fitness. I mean,
they have done a really nice job with a lot of the wrestlers in this tournament, not just Montville kids. And they were here, like, Vendetta was here in force over the weekend.
You saw the black and red shirt, so.
They were taping the wrestlers that they train, really working with them. They have like a massage machine. They were massaging out their kids and stuff like that. So they're just not a facility that you go to. They'll come to you.
Well, I got one of those massage machines. It's called my wife. It's been broken for 3 years.
She is eyeing you up like no other. Let's move on from that.
She didn't hear about that. She didn't hear me. She'll know later.
So it's 5-3 Liridon Lika with about 1:20 to go in the third. Now Zugombic, if he really wants to get this win, he really needs to start pushing the pace of the match. Like I always tell my wrestlers, you got to initiate the action first. Our 220-pounder the other night, we wrestled Warren Hills High School, almost stalled out of the match because he was not shooting. He wasn't doing anything the entire match.
But that's what's great about these 220-pounders is they don't wrestle 100% like an upper weight. They'll go after each other. They'll shoot. They'll take each other down. You can see Zombic's really tough as he just shot in now. And then here we go. Oh, Leka just had the leg and then just lost it. But they'll go after each other a little bit more than normal. And I think we're going to look at a blood timeout after that little bit of scramble.
Yeah.
And if you look at Zombic, geez, he's got to be, 6'3", 6'4"?
He's a big boy.
He's a tall, big kid. So it's not like your typical upperweight guys where you see there's a little more chunk. That's not the case with these boys.
I believe he's from Long Valley, I believe he came from. And then he went to Del Barton.
Zombic.
I believe
you actually. Yeah, I think you're correct. So.
I remember seeing him. I used to go to Centenary wrestling clinics, and he was there the one year too. He beat me up pretty good. Not gonna lie, I always knew he had potential too. And sure enough, here he is. He's wrestling for one of the best teams in the country. So.
I was going to do a commercial break, but apparently these guys want to get back out there and finish his match.
There's nothing wrong with that. Let's keep the night rolling.
Exactly. Let's get this show on the road.
And they did. This year it was quicker than ever. I remember from the introductions from the Lehighs to the national anthem to the start of the wrestling, they did a really nice job moving this
he
along.
was running through them. They weren't even finished with it almost seemed like they weren't even done with the Hall of Fame. And they're like, all right, Lehighs, let's go. Oh.
That was impressive. So the only Hall of Fame induction we really had this year.
Coach DeCola.
Well, yeah. Who, interesting fact, and I wonder if this could be on our trivia, is he the only inductee into the Morris County Wrestling Hall of Fame that never wrestled nor coached wrestling?
We got about 10 seconds left.
That's interesting. I think about that.
Coach soccer, he coached softball, but he actually never coached wrestling. He got his boys in the wrestling. Whoa. Well, after those flurry of shots by Zombik, Letka was able to defend them to pick up his second Morris County championship.
Letka wins 5-3, and they got the poster up there. Look at that.
Got the poster, they got the belt. Look at that.
They got everything up there. I told you, Vendetta Fitness comes out. While we're waiting for that, let's do another commercial. Champion athletes. Why your wrestler needs your nutrition program. Strength, endurance, faster recovery, improved performance, health, and improved mood. Body composition, growth analysis, customized nutrition plans, competition plans for after-school matches, single and multi-day tournaments. Champion Athletes Nutrition. Go to wrestlingnutrition.com for more information. R3 Lab. Reset, Repair, Recover. 242 Main Street, Madison. Cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression sleeve. If you want to recover quicker, go to R3 Lab, athletic recovery spot in Madison.
When was the last time we had a Drew Gack in the final? So, just give us 1 second. We're going to interview Gage. It's a little awkward that he's my own kid. But before he does that, he's going to go over to Joe Hoffman and get a nice interview there.
Hey.
So hang tight, Coach Clark.
Joe Hoffman, sniff my guy. What's going on?
He'll come over. He'll be over in a minute.
I don't know. Is he still write for that pamphlet, or did he move on to another paper?
Well, you're not going to be too happy about this, but the Daily Record released him this year. And Joe texted me the other night saying he wanted to do a little write-up about Mendham Wrestling in the Morris County tournament. I'm very appreciative of that. And he said I'm now the Ledger had hired him to actually work.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's better than some of the guys they other had where they threw a dartboard at the board trying to pick their top 10. I don't know if you saw some of their rankings. Oh.
Yeah, but those guys are still working for the Ledger.
Yeah, but some of those, not all of them.
Oh, not all?
Some of those Ledger guys, they just pick, like, I don't know who it was, but somebody picked Montville in the top 10 over Roxbury, and I'm pretty sure Roxbury won 56-10. I would watch who they picked. I'm just saying. I'll sip my tea real quick as Coach Bates.
And I'd also, just like to say that Don used to write for the Ledger, so there might be a little bitterness, but understandable.
No, I thoroughly enjoy this. This is so much fun. I enjoy going out. I get to come out and actually see coaches and meet wrestlers and get out before the season. They know who I am, and I can do stuff, and I actually get out to enjoy it, and I get more personal with everybody, and I thoroughly enjoy that.
Now, and you're the premier wrestling guy for Morris County. The Daily Record, and Jane, you're a nice lady, and I love you, but you don't really, I'm not going to say mean things, but you don't really they don't cover wrestling like wrestling should be covered, and having a site like yours and being able to have this commentated, I enjoy doing it with you. It just brings a lot to Morris County wrestling, and I think as coaches and as wrestlers, everybody appreciates it, as well as the fans.
And I enjoy doing it. My wife, I know, loves doing it, and as you can tell by the wonderful look on her face. But, we have a champion here. Usually what I like to do is I like to put your coach on the spot and make him interview, but that'd be weird.
Feel very awkward.
So, I'll do it. So, I originally picked you to win. Your coach told me he didn't think you could.
I heard you pick me for third.
No, that's who he told me.
Go to the site.
I'll change it. Babe, get on there, change it now. Congratulations. Your coach told me when he came in, he kind of needled me yesterday. He goes, I think Gage is going to be on a roll. And he actually told me, he goes, I think he can pin through. I was like, oh, that'd be nice. And here you actually did. So just kind of talk about that, how it feels to, be a champion here.
Oh, it feels great. I mean, last year I took 6, so this is a really big improvement for me. I feel really strong at this weight class, and I think I'm going to do well at States.
Now, last year, you said you finished 6th, but you guys had a great run as a team.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what you guys used to build it, because not only you have yourself, Dom DeGena is also a finalist, but you also, going forward, you're probably going to have to, go to the sectional final in West Morris, but if that holds out, but just talk about what you guys are wanting to do and build off this and kind of get rolling from this tournament.
Oh, well, I think we can win sectionals, no doubt. We have great captains. We have great coachings. We have a good team. I mean, we have some holes, but that can be filled, and if they just step up, we're going to win.
Now, I know it's going to be awkward with him sitting next to you. talk about your coaches and what they mean and how they get you guys ready, because, you guys, I know Coach Baig. I'm a former Mendham alumni. I know a lot of coaches. Just what the coaching staff means and how they get you ready for this.
Oh, Coach Baig is a great coach. He always pushes hard in practice. Like, I don't know how hard other teams are working, but I know we're working hard. And Coach Raimondo, Coach OB, Coach Merrill, all of them, they're really great guys.
Coach Gambino.
New
to this year.
All right, he's new. Coach Gambino, I love you.
And then finally, how long I know you got practice Monday.
Yeah.
How long do you enjoy this? You walk into school Monday with the medal on and just walk around for a day with it?
I mean, it's probably going to go on the announcement, so I might get a little embarrassed there, but no medal.
I'd rock it. That's all I know. That's all I do. I just kind of be like, yeah. So, congratulations. Good luck. I'm sure, like I said, we'll see you on the podium come districts and regions. And good luck to Mendham. I know they're going to make some noise here in the sectionals, and hopefully we'll see you down at Toms River.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome job, Gage.
Thank you.
All right, also, as we look here, Javon Davidson from Mount Olive was the 1 seed, and last night he pinned Jake Carnival from Jefferson I'm sorry, I apologize. Last night he pinned Charles Lisa from Roxbury in 1 minute and 12 seconds before hitting Jake Carnival this morning in the quarterfinals to major him 11-3 before making the finals, beating Ryan Smith 9-1. Wade Drugak had 2 other older brothers who were excellent wrestlers for Morris Knowles, and you really saw Wade develop over the years, and now it's finally his senior year, and here he is in a county final. I think his brothers, both of them won 1-1-3 and 1-1-2, I think.
Yeah, and then their senior years, they both finished second in the state.
And they both finished second in the state.
And you almost kind of wonder.
Family.
And the other thing, too, is you almost kind of wonder, and I've talked to Drugak. I'm friendly with Todd Drugak, his dad, sitting over here cheering.
He's a
big,
great
scary guy, but he's so nice. He always offers me tacos or.
No, he's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, White Castles when I go there at Pinnacle. But you almost wonder if because he had the last name Drugak, there was a little extra pressure with how as good his brothers were. But now he's kind of coming in his own, and you can tell he enjoys it this year.
No, and I think his brothers really helped him out along the way. As he just got taken down, and he's now down 2-1 in the second period with 11 seconds to go. But to get to the final was pretty impressive. He upset the number 2 seed, John Crevis from Parsippany, beating him 4-2 to get into the finals. So he can wrestle. He came in. He's a senior that's 16-6, and we'll see how it pans out. If he gets out here, it's going to help a lot. If he gets ridden out here, he's going to have a tough time. So now they just stopped it because the clock didn't start.
But you got to give credit to Javon Davidson too. He's not ranked in the state, but he's very, very, very fast for for the weight class that he's at. He's very small.
He's a very good wrestler, and he's only a junior. I was impressed last year as a sophomore. This kid's only a sophomore.
Yeah,
so,
he beat our heavyweight pretty good last year. So.
I don't see that happening. You're heavyweight state right now.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Yeah,
he's number 2 in the state right now.
Interesting, funny thing. Actually, Alfonso Pinto is his uncle.
Alfonso Pinto's Javon Davidson.
His teammate is Javon Davidson's uncle.
Well, now you have to explain it.
His grandfather, who's sitting in the stands, is actually had an older daughter who had Alfonso, and then one of the younger ones had Javon Davidson. So they're only a couple years apart. They're right that age.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Wow, and he just almost tilted Javon, but just didn't have enough to get him over for the back points to start to get counted.
I found that out when I was doing my tournament last year. I called and I was talking to the grandfather, and he mentioned, he goes, "Oh, my son." I go, "Okay." I was thrown for a minute. I was like, "Your son?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, did you want my grandson, too?" And I was like, "Your grandson?" And I'm thinking, in my head, when he says that, I'm like, "No, I don't need a 6-year-old," or,
Yeah.
He told me, he's like, "No, it's his team." And I was like, "Oh."
That I didn't know. That's an interesting fact.
I come up with them now and then.
So now you're looking at a 3-1 match. Wade's got to take Javon down, so he needs to push the pace. But it actually looks like Javon's pushing the pace, so which is a smart move because you're not going to get hit with a stall call, and it's still fairly early in the third period, and it's going to keep you aggressive and not allow the attack to come in from Drugak.
As long as Drugak does not force anything, he wrestles smart. He doesn't let a throw in or or headlock or anything, you know, he could get this match into overtime. But I don't know. Like I said, very solid wrestlers here that made it to the finals. So
yeah, and we're into the last minute of the match now, so we're gonna have to see these guys open up. You know, and at the heavyweight, weight class, you really don't see a lot of shots and stuff like that. But he's gonna have to open up and try to take him down if he wants to send this into overtime. And there it is. He shot. He couldn't penetrate and get deep, so he's in a front head position from Javon. And he couldn't turn the corner, so at least he'll have another opportunity.
One thing I noticed on that last little bit of a scramble, if you saw Wade kind of backed up and grabbed his knee. I know for a fact his knee's been tweaked all year. He's got it wrapped. So you wonder if that has an issue, because I know his father's told me, he's missed a few matches because he hurt his knee earlier before the season. And as you see, he just kind of collapsed a little bit there, and you wonder if that might have.
So my question is, instead of taping it, why not get an air brace or get something that's going to protect it a little bit more? A lot of people's theories are, I put the brace on, and they're going after that knee. I don't always agree. I mean, if you got a hurt knee or something's hurt, you need that support.
You know what it might be too, and this is just from my speaking, when you're an athlete doing something, maybe that throws you off a little bit. It just makes you uncomfortable.
So it's 5-2. We're into the last 10 seconds of the match. It looks like Javon Davidson's going to pull out the win here.
In front of his home crowd.
Yeah, very impressive. And he gets
That's
another
a
takedown
right before the buzzer.
And now we've gotten through the upper middle weights to the upper weights, and now you're going to see it look really weird as the big guys get off and the smaller guys get on.
We were talking about Pinnacle. Pinnacle Athletic Training, located at 915 Edwards Road, Parsippany. Pinnacle focused on producing Olympic-level athletes and champion wrestlers in Scholastic, Freestyle, and Greco, including a few of the finalists today. For complete wrestling and strength training with world-class coaches, contact them at pinnacle.com. And Applebee's. I know where I'm going. It's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. With a casual atmosphere and attentive staff who will make sure you're eating good whenever you step in the Applebee's, the extensive menu of comfort food is sure to have something you love. With 15 in driving distance of Morris County, Applebee's is really in the neighborhood. Applebee's Neighborhood Bar and Grill. You go to Parsippany, tell them Don sent you. We go there all the time on Saturday. We know the bartender. It's funny.
All right, so as we just are finishing up the 220-pound medalists, the 106-pounders are going to make their way out onto the mat. And Oliveri, a very common name from Hanover Park, except this time it's Joey Oliveri. He's a ninth grader. He's 21-3 coming in, so freshman. And then he's going against Nico Nardone, also a freshman from Del Barton, who's 19-2 coming into this. Coming into the tournament. So it should be a very, very entertaining and good match at the 106-pound weight class. But first and foremost, we got Leardon Lecca here to talk.
Talk a little bit about your win. I mean, somebody you faced, somebody you're regular with, just kind of what was going on in your head out there and just kind of what you were doing.
I knew going into the match that I wrestled Trey before. He's a good opponent. Last year we had the same county finals. We were both in it. He was first seed, I was second seed. This year I wrestled him around January 9th. I beat him there 7-3. And I came into this tournament knowing I could win. I was confident. Like every match, I know if I take my shots and I know if I get in, that it's very hard for someone to stop me.
Yeah, Montville's had a good run, and you also have a teammate in the finals. How do you guys get each other motivated in the room? I mean, you guys have had such a great run here. How do you guys get up for the tournament? What do you guys do different?
You know what? We have great coaches. We have a great coaching staff. Coach Kripp, D-Bon, and Morris. We also got alumni that come back like Matra and Florenza. But they're great coaches, man. They push us every day in the room. They push us to our limit. They don't let us take a break. They know that if we push ourselves, our team could be what we want to be. We could be sectional champs wrestling down in groups. And individually, we have a lot of individuals. I think we should have had more people in the finals or more placers. But for now, me and Connor, we just push each other every day in the room. We train my uncle. We we just know how to work. We push each other to our limits.
And that's what I was going to say to you.
Talking
How
about your
much?
uncle.
Yeah. How much is Vendetta Fitness helped you out?
Oh man,
Like I saw they were giving you they had the massage machine out for you.
to be honest with you,
They had the
With
signs
that-
up, the belt, everything.
Exactly.
It was like a whole crowd
to
traveling.
be honest with you, without Vendetta, my uncle, I guess you could say, I don't think I would be here right now. Without my family, my dad, anyone, my uncle is pushing me. But every day, my uncle Arion is always telling me, come to the gym every day after practice, no matter how hard practice was. Always got to get double sessions in, even sometimes triples in the beginning of the season. I would. He's like, you always got to push yourself. It's gonna do all the hard work now, so at the end of the season, you feel great, you feel accomplished, you don't regret a single thing. And you know what? He's pushed me to my limits every day. Wrestling him at night, it's just a bunch of things he's done for me, and I can't thank him enough for that.
No, it's definitely paid off. I mean, there's your second county championship.
Yeah.
So, and you could see them. I mean, Vendetta was all over the gym
Exactly, yeah.
for the weekend. So
He's a well-known guy. He's got Ramo. We got a bunch of kids that he trains, and he's a well-respected guy. And he's good. He's good at what he does.
And by the way, I love Crip, but I just got to give a shout out to DeBonta.
I
So
know.
him and I are
Great
Pompton
guys.
Lakes guys. We
I know.
bleed Cardinal Red. So
Great guys over there.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
this won't be the last time we see you on a podium this year.
No, you're absolutely right.
hey, awesome
Thank
job,
you.
Lear.
That was Lear Don Lecker, the 220 champion. Second straight title.
All right, so here we go. It's 0-0. We're in the second period. It just started.
And we kind of expected this. You know what I mean? These are two guys you kind of expect with that style they wrestle with. And, you know, this is kind of what you want to talk about my other one, picking third. This is the final I picked. You know, so.
I'm not saying all your predictions are off. It's just the ones against my team.
Well, I picked that
No,
one.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
You know,
I was joking this when I was.
I know, I just figured.
I've been looking forward to see this freshman wrestle. I've been seeing him wrestle at Joey Oliveri from Hanover Park.
I haven't seen much out of Oliveri. We've wrestled Nico Nardone twice this year. And I think we have a pretty talented 106-pounder. And, you know, at least Nico handled the match pretty well. I thought we wrestled him very well today, though. So
the one thing I'll say about Oliveri was last year when I was doing my rounds and kind of filming and doing this, people told me, watch out for Oliveri. If we get him here, watch out. And I don't want to put high expectations on him, but there are people on that team and people around it who think he'd be better than Nicky Ramo.
Wow,
that's what I've been told. I don't want to put pressure on him as a freshman, but that's what I've been told.
Well, you never know. I mean, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
And Oliveri will get the takedown. And
so there we go. Nardone escaped for one, and then now you look to Oliveri, took him down, so it's 2-1 battle.
You know what's interesting about that, too? If you look when Nardone kind of looked, I think he forgot the rules, the new rules we were talking about implemented this year. He was taking down the edge. I don't think he thought it would have been counted, and it's one of those things, you know.
You just can't stop wrestling.
Yeah.
You can't stop wrestling.
And how many times do we see that for the last few years where people just get close and
You see him kind of let up a little bit. Now, I mean, personally, I like the out-of-bounds rule. You know, I always thought you should get your back points out of bounds. They got to fix coming off, you know, being able to come off your knees and keeping your toes. That'll be easier for the officials, too, so they're not always looking back and then missing back points or missing a pin. But you can never let up in a match. Never. Wow, and then Oliveri, he's right now running a ball and chain, and he just almost put Nardone on his back. He rolled through it, so.
Oliveri has a 2-1 lead.
And he's taking the bottom position in the third period.
I wonder if they're going to cut him.
And then,
well, that's the conversation taking place right now is do I let him go and give myself 2 minutes to tie the match, or do I ride him for a little bit, let him go and try to get the takedown and not have to ride him for as long if they do take him down.
And he gets right out.
He got right out.
And for Oliveri, the one thing we've mentioned for you fans who have been around a while, he's actually the younger brother of Anthony Oliveri, who graduated, I want to say 2 years ago. It is at Hofstra, and was an amazing wrestler and football player for the Hanover Park Hornets.
Yeah, I mean, Hanover Park's got a lot of wrestling family names that run through it, the Basilinos.
And there's for example, there's some at other schools. Like we talked with someone with the Del Barton. Canforas, their East Hanover family, they went to Del Barton. The Grogans, you know, that's another one. But I mean, there's a lot of, and you know, there's some.
Well, look at Gerard Angelo.
Yeah.
You know, he transferred out after his freshman year, and he won the state his freshman year. He beat Pat Glory in the state final. So, which was interesting too, because their freshman year in the quarterfinals, I don't know if you remember, but it was Pat Glory versus Gerard Angelo.
Yeah.
Which I think at that point, Glory beat him and won the county. Then Gerard came back. They went to a state final, and Gerard ended up beating him there. And he's an impressive wrestler among himself. You know, last year he went to the state final. He got upset really late in the match. He had dislocated his jaw earlier on, and the doctor on site actually put his hand in his mouth, reset his jaw, and sent him back out. Won his quarterfinals and semifinal to go to the final after that. So.
And he's a part of a great team at Bergen Catholic.
No, but how about that? You're a 3-time state finalist. You're a state champ, and then you lose your wrestle off.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in the lineup till last week. He finally won his wrestle off. So if you go to NJ.com and the Ledger site talking about predictions, how do you put two kids from the same school and rank them in a weight class? And I know we're live in public, and I'll call them out on that. How do you do that? One guy's on the bench, one guy's there, only one guy can wrestle. So you should put the guy out there that's eligible.
It's very interesting to say the least. Once you really think about that, it's really interesting to try to figure out.
I'm just sipping my tea over here. I ain't saying nothing because
but you know what,
they'll pull my credentials when I go down there.
But honestly,
like
right, rankings aren't easy, and it's a group of guys sitting around coming up with who they think is best. You have other sites like Full Circle, Intermat, you know, where they rank wrestlers in other ways. So there are a variety of sites you can go through. I mean, Don, how many times did you get? And that's the match there. Let's just go back to this. So you're looking at Oliveri winning a 3-1 match over Nico Nardone. Congratulations. That's probably his first of many MCT titles.
That was a great bout right there, the 106 bout.
That was awesome. But going back to you, Don, how many times have you gotten flack for your rankings over other people? It is what it is.
Well, I'm not going to mention any names, but I'll give you an example. Seeding meeting. I accidentally wrote down the wrong school for a kid because there was a reseed, and I had the wrong school. I posted it within 2 minutes. I had 4 people yelling at me on email how I had the wrong school.
Right. So it's almost like you can't be human.
Nope.
So you got to take things with a grain of salt, and you do your best at what you can do.
Let's do some business. Edge Wrestling, founded in 1984, is the first amateur wrestling school of its kind in the nation. The Edge has been committed to teaching and mentoring students to the sport of wrestling to strive for individual excellence in all aspects of their lives. With over 3 decades of experience, our record speaks for itself. The results are unmatched. Methodology and system is proven as seen by the finalists. Travis Tavoso, Anthony Clark, Dom DeGena, Joey Oliveri, and Nico Nardone, who you just saw in the 106 final. With over 100 New Jersey state champions, 183 state finalists, 59 NCAA Division I and 100 current coaches. The Edge. Call 973-337-1337 or edgewrestling.com. Preview real quick, the 113. Anthony Clark, the reigning state champion from 106, sophomore Del Barton, 21-2, versus Michael Casso, a senior from West Morris, 22-5. As we're getting ready to go, Stole him. Javon Davidson will be joining us in a minute. This will be an interesting match. Coach Bake stepped away real quick. He's got a kid at 120. Dom DeGena, who he wants to get ready. Casso with the double leg dump. Clark fighting.
He's fighting. Oh, he might have it too.
I don't know. Let's see. He kicks that leg out. Let's see what happens. See if he can recover. Nice scramble there. I'll tell you that.
Very nice scramble by Clark, but I really wish Casso would have gotten the takedown right there. No offense to Del Barton.
All right, so sorry, I needed a second.
But we know you got somebody coming up.
I got somebody coming up, so I will be vacating again as Domenico DeGena is at the 120-pound final for Mendham. I don't know if you really talked about this match, but Anthony Clark, obviously, as a freshman, was a Morris County champ for Del Barton. He was a state champ for Del Barton and had a fantastic run this year, or last year, rather. He's 18-2 coming into the tournament versus Queso, who was 19-5. Mike Queso, interesting fact about him, he actually is from Brooklyn. So over the summer, going into his freshman year, they had a summer home in Long Valley. So Coach Ross, he puts up some signs about summer wrestling at West Morris, come test it out. So he says, I'm in Long Valley, let me test it out. So he goes and starts working out with the guys and really enjoys wrestling. So his parents say, if you enjoy wrestling that much, then we're moving to Long Valley, and moved out of Brooklyn to Long Valley, and here he is in an MCT final his senior year. Only started wrestling his freshman year. So,
wow,
very, very impressive.
Takedown by Clark. Here we 2-0. We are joined by the big man, Javon Davison, the champion at 285. Talk about winning this. Not only winning the title, but in your home gym, and just what it means for you.
Well, my team hasn't had a county champion, and some people don't even know how long. So me winning this inspires a lot of people and makes the fans want to come out more and see us wrestle and perform better than we have.
Now, you guys had a very successful football season, and we talked about at the beginning of the year, bringing that championship, winning attitude to the team. What did you guys do, and what have you guys done? Because you guys have made some noise this year in Morris County.
Well, to start off, 9 people out of our entire lineup made it into the second day of this region, and almost all of them, not regions, counties, and all of them placed here, either first, second, third, fourth. Don't think we had any 6th places. So the momentum from football really carried over, and some of our football players actually placed here too.
No, really nice. I guess I got to go back to something I didn't know about. So Alfonso Pinto is your uncle?
Yes, Alfonso Pinto is my uncle.
Okay, I just
we
never
were trying to figure out exactly how. Can you explain that? Because I
know it has nothing to do with wrestling.
It does.
It's just an impressive fact that your teammate, who's just a grade older than you, is your uncle.
He's my.
Does it make you feel awkward?
No, not at all.
All right, I'm just making sure.
He's more of a brother to me. He's my mom's brother, so I grew up with him too since he's only a year older than me. So we've gone through all the grades together, and he's been a brother to me, not an uncle.
That's really cool, man. That's really cool. And to be able to wrestle with your uncle on a team, I think, is really special. I don't know anybody that could say that ever in their entire lifetime.
Well, I'm sure down south that happens. North Carolina, down that way. But, it's to me, I think it's great because, it's family memories, too, that, you guys going on the great run you had, coming out here, winning, and, just the run you guys have had this year at Mount Auburn. It's not over because, you guys are should qualify for sectionals, have a shot, and are you guys hosting regions this year, or is
we host regions.
So, there's plenty more memories I'm sure you guys could be making in front of this home crowd.
No, and it's like I say, look at like Alex Winnett, for example. He wrestles for us, great wrestler for us, but his brother's wrestling for Del Barton right now. So it's kind of awkward, but it's special when you can wrestle together. Now, and I always say that when I have a brother that's not on the team, that's supposed to wrestle or is going to a different school, to get that opportunity to wrestle together is a special thing. And it's kind of the same thing with you and your uncle.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So
it really is. We're growing up together. We're in the same team. We wrestle as good, or I don't know who's better, but we wrestle as good as each other. We do everything off season, all the extra wrestling together. He's my partner.
So I guess that would be my last question for you is, last year you finished, where'd you finish in the tournament last year?
For counties?
Yep.
4th place.
So you're 4th place finish last year. Now you're the number 1 seed coming in, and you win the whole thing. What made the difference from last year and that off season to where we are today?
Well, the difference from last year was I was a sophomore. So from freshman to sophomore years when I started doing the extra wrestling. So that's when I started developing my skills and such.
Where do you do your extra wrestling?
Eclipse in Dover with Coach Matt Ciampa.
Okay, all right.
Good,
cool. Matt Ciampa's very right, and his son's actually wrestled at 106 in this tournament. So, great.
And then, tell me, because I want to know your opinion. You've done both. I want to see. I used to wrestle in the pit when I was in 5th grade. That was a long time ago. That's where the town team wrestled. The pit's no longer there.
Nope.
How does that feel, as a wrestler, knowing that's one of the most historic training? And I know you guys have a beautiful facility now.
That's a brand new wrestling room.
But it's
awesome.
Was there any adjustment for you guys, or was it kind of like we're here? Because that pit has a nice, intimidating feel to it, and it gets you in the mood.
Well, for me, the pit got taken down in the middle of my freshman season, so I didn't really have the sentimental value that most others did, so it wasn't really a big change for me. The next wrestling room we had, we hated it. It was in somebody else's room, like the instrumental room. We had to pick up mats, put them out every day.
That's horrible.
No, I'm sorry. Then it was the aux gym. We had to roll out mats every day. Then it was that instrumental room, and now we have our own new, brand new room.
Beautiful facility. I mean, I was
Really
in there,
nice
it's, like,
room.
really nice. I mean, they made such great improvements here, and it just goes that it shows if you invest in your schools and your athletic programs, it comes back because here you are a champion. Congratulations.
Awesome job today.
Thank you.
That was Javon Davison, the winner at heavyweight. We have another winner in Anthony Clark, 3-1.
That's a 3-1 tight match, too.
And he doesn't look thrilled, but, you know.
But Queso wrestled him tough and wrestled him hard. And
yeah.
when you do that, you're going to have close matches like this. So, gentlemen, I apologize, but once again, I need to vacate my spot, but I will be back.
Well, good luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's do some more business. The Gaeta Law, conveniently located in Parsippany. The firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages, physical, emotional, monetary, to their property will find legal representation. You will ensure that your rights are protected. These are just not words, but the values that drive the attorneys, paralegals, and firms and professionals. The Gaeta Law, with us, it's personal.
Salerno Dwayne Auto Group, Denville, Newton, Summit, Randolph, and East Brunswick. It is covered by the Salerno Dwayne warranty. www.salernodwayne.com.
Here we go with the 120 final. Dom DeGena, a senior, undefeated at 24-0, versus Alex Trzynski, a sophomore from Del Barton who's 15-2. They give Joey Oliveri the accolades he so richly deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. He had wrestled a great bout.
We are going to get Joey Oliveri over. Going to go say hi to his mom. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You always got to be polite to your mother, right?
Always.
I mean, they brought you onto this earth, you know. So you gotta give them something at least. So here we go with a nice bout here at 120. I like this bout here. Dom DeGena from Westmore's Mendham, and I think this is Alex Strashinsky from Del Barton.
We are joined by Joey Oliveri, the champion at 106. Congratulations. Just talk a little bit about this. I know you've come here before when you were younger. Your brother was always wrestling in this, and you've been a part of the team. How does it feel to have your own hardware and win this tournament?
Feels good. I like all the fans, all our fans cheering me on.
They seem to travel well. Hanover Park does with the success. What were you going for out there? I know have you wrestled him before?
No, me and him are really close friends. We used to practice a lot.
What were you looking for? Was there anything you kind of knew from practice that you kind of said, oh, he's more of this type of wrestler, or was it just kind of go with what happened out there?
Well, we each know how each other wrestle. It was just a matter of fact of who wanted it more and who was going to wrestle smarter.
Now, you come in as a freshman with high expectations. Matter of fact, I was telling Coach Baig last year when you were in 8th grade and I was doing the preview video, I had a couple of wrestlers tell me, watch out for Oliveri when he comes up here. He's going to be really good. How do you manage those expectations and go out there and perform? Because sometimes the bright lights can, put pressure on you. How do you deal with that?
I try not to think about it. I just try to wrestle the way I've been wrestling.
And then I know you've done some, training in the off-season. Just talk a little bit about, where you go. I know that, you get some extra work in, when you're out there wrestling.
I've been going to Edge lately and been practicing hard. I usually go a couple nights in the week, practice with a few of my teammates.
What does Edge do? What is the benefits? Like what? Because everybody can see wrestling school. What does Edge do better? You think than anybody?
Well, we train really hard. There's a lot of good coaches on the staff. Everyone's real nice over there, and we learn a lot of technique and we train hard.
Congratulations on the win. I'm sure this won't be the last time I'm going to see you on a podium this year or, going forward, but congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Hope to see you down in Atlantic City.
I think we will.
Oh, well, you never know, Coach.
Oh, no, I think we will.
You never know. Yeah, congratulations. And we have 2-0 our score. So we're ending towards near the first period with a 2-0 lead for Strashinsky from Del Barton.
Jenna's got to do something here.
He's got to try to turn him.
Speaking of DeGenna and Straczynski, we were talking about champion athletes before. They're both proponents of it, and they're both on the system. So you're talking about a training system that can help make champions, champion athletes.
Absolutely.
WrestlerNutrition.com. WrestlerNutrition.com.
Dom DeGenna trying to work something on top. That's the good thing about DeGenna, too, is that even last year when he wrestled Anthony Clark in the 106 bout, last year in the finals, he was very good on top. He was very dominant, but he lost 2-1 to Clark by 2 stall calls. But both of them actually were pretty questionable.
The one thing, too, I've noticed a remotivation with DeGenna, especially this year. He missed weights.
Oh, I thought he was going to get back points there.
He's close. He's close.
He's just got to watch out he doesn't pin himself, because he looked like he was in danger of getting a defensive pin there.
What I was saying before was DeGenna actually missed weight at districts last year.
I remember that because I remember district.
He's been motivated, and it's shown this year with an undefeated record. And I think it would be one of the cappers to get this title here, but he's down 2-0.
We got 45.2 seconds left in the second with Straczynski having a 2-0 lead over DeGenna.
Holding him down here is also a win as well.
Exactly. If you don't allow any more points or anything like that.
3-0 going into the third in a final is a very tough thing.
It is. Got to be careful he doesn't
get
the
reversal.
Reversed, and he did.
What DeGenna's got to do here is if he can get back to his base and hit a reversal of his own, you're cutting the lead in half, and then you got a shot. Now you're not sure. Now here you are. It's getting late.
He's got to try to work out from bottom because it's going to be his choice in the third period. And as the clock is ticking down, we have a 4-0 lead after 2. And it will be DeGenna's choice. And they are going to go.
He's going to take defense.
All right.
And this is what we were talking about previously when you talk about the weights and the records. You would think DeGenna, looking at the record, would be a favorite, but Straczynski, has been wrestling on such a tough schedule with this squad. It almost makes him battle, test it when it comes to this. And DeGenna's no slouch, so we'll see if DeGenna can pull something here, but he's going to have to get moving because you're getting late.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have much time left. You only have 2 minutes to try to get this bout yours or tie it or just about anything. He's got to start working something.
Might call a stalemate here. I don't see anybody.
Looked like a figure 4 there for a second.
For a second it did. I think he released it just enough that he didn't get a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and even Coach Bake even said it too. I agree. It looked like a figure 4 there for a second. And that's a stalemate call with 1:09 left in the third. I've seen some very interesting officiating calls this year, not just from Hackettstown, but like other matches that I've been to and seen as well.
The rule change have been different, and it's funny because now you want to almost set a guideline, using baseball as an example. You want to have the same strike zone, but each referee interprets it. So there might be people who might boom call it real quick near the end line or on the sideline, or there's other ones who let it go.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just kind of going to get melded.
Yeah, I agree.
And they always get the best officials here at Morris County Tournament. The one I know that wishes he could be working, he's a little under the weather, Guy Russo, who's over there sitting down, in his street gear. He really enjoys doing this, and one of the premier referees. And I want to say a special thank you to him. I do my All-Star match every year in May, and there was an issue with finding officials. Just the few I used were always busy or couldn't make it. They had other obligations. I wound up getting in touch with him, and in a day and a half, he had me 3 officials who were coming to do it and volunteering their time. So Guy Russo's a class act in my book all the time.
Well, that's great. It's very hard to find people these days who would do something like that.
And he told me even today, and I thanked him, and he goes, anytime you need anything, you let me know, because we donate, the proceeds to different charities, and we enjoy it thoroughly. So back to this action, I think Straczynski's just in trouble. I mean, unless Jenna puts him to his back for something here quick.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have enough time now as the clock ticks down, and we have a 4-0 lead. 4-0 win, excuse me, versus Straczynski. Pretty good bout.
Let's do some more. We're going to do R3 Lab. Reset, repair, recover. Cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression sleeves. 242 Main Street, Madison. The newest way to recover from the grind of wrestling. R3 Lab. Give them a call at 973-845-8845. Applebee's. With a casual atmosphere and attentive staff, an extensive menu of delicious comfort food is sure to have something for everyone to love. With 2,000 locations around the world and 15 within driving distance of Morris County, Applebee's really is in the neighborhood. Going to have the 126 bout. We have Pat Glory, the state champion from a year ago at 120. A senior from Del Barton, undefeated at 25-0. Versus a junior, Dan Francescantonio. That's a mouthful. Dom D. Francescantonio, a junior from Hanover Park, who's 21-5 and is a 2-time champion here at the MCT. We're going to get Anthony Clark. We have the champion, Anthony Clark, coming in. Congratulations on the win. Talk a little bit about it. Just kind of what you were looking for out there. You looked a little frustrated at the end. It was as close as it was. Just kind of what you were trying to do out there.
Last year, our whole season last year, I didn't score a lot of points as I wanted to, and my coaches wanted me to open up a little more. So I'm trying to do that more when I don't. It gets me a little disappointed, and I thought I could have did a lot better. I could have probably majored detected. I didn't wrestle to my full potential, and I'm trying to keep working the room to do that against everybody that I wrestle.
Now, I know you won the state title last year, and obviously you were on a great nutrition program. Talk a little bit about that and how it's helped you this year as you're growing and helping maintain your weight.
Yeah, Dan Mordikoff is the nutritionist. He helps probably half our team. It's a great thing. Keeps our weight down. Keeps us maintained so your body doesn't feel weak during the whole season. Because if you keep going up and down, you're gonna feel like crap and wrestle like crap. So you pretty much just keep your weight down and go through the season with a healthy and a good mindset.
Now you work out at Edge. I know that they have a great foundation. What they do. What are some of the stuff that you being around schools and seeing other stuff? What are some of the stuff they teach you there that you don't see anywhere else?
At Edge?
Yeah.
They teach the normal basic stuff, but then you also get Dave Esposito, who's a fantastic wrestler. You get that some freestyle into it that can help in folk style, like the nice top situation and more moving on the feet, which is what freestyle is. So that's what I'm trying to work on, is neutral, and he's great at that. So working with him is just a great experience.
In the off season, do you wrestle a lot of freestyle or Greco?
I do a lot of freestyle. I mainly train up in Fargo. I do cadet World Team Trials a lot. I went there for the past 2 years, and I went to Fargo for the past 2 years. So I was able to become a cadet. So I've been doing that since I was probably 5 years old doing freestyle too.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with you. I think that that definitely helps your folk style game or your classic wrestling.
We have a pin here by Glory, your teammate. Talk about that. You know, with some of your teammates, you guys are the favorites coming in. Talk about the Calvettis and the Adrianos and how they help you guys. 10 in a row you guys have here.
It's a great team. I mean, I think we improved. We had a great team, but when I wasn't there, we had Ty Gacy and kids like that. And now, still developing, we have young kids coming in, Nico Nardone, even him, coming in and keep improving the program. Like, I go with Pat a lot, but, like, I like getting different styles from Nico because he's very fast on his feet and quick. That's what makes me improve my neutral, and Pat works top bottom because he's very strong in their positions. And then you got the other guys who just keep your mindset up, like Cole Crespin. Always the jokes in the room, so, like, he keeps us up when, like, we're losing weight, and, like, because he doesn't really lose weight, and most of the team does. So when we're all doing that, and he just keeps joking around with us, it's a great experience.
And finally, we were talking to a couple of your teammates. They mentioned how you guys like to play video games. They've told us Pat Glory is the worst player. Is that true?
That's very true. we play the new game, Fortnite.
That was my question. Wait, you got to tell me, who's the best then?
The best? Probably the kid that's won, Alex Jasinski. He plays all the time. He loves that game.
All right.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll see you on a podium this season, so good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so that last match, pretty quick. I think it was a first period pin by Pat Glory.
I think they're waiting to get some stuff, so while we're doing that, let's preview that next match. You know what? Let's do a commercial first.
Yeah, get a commercial in there, and then I can run through the...
We talked about it. We might as well promo it. Edge Wrestling. Founded in 1984 as the first amateur wrestling school of its kind in the nation, Edge has been committed to teaching and mentoring students throughout the sport of wrestling to strive for individual excellence. With over 3 decades of experience, our record speaks for itself. The methodology and system is proven, as seen by the finalist Travis DeVoso, the champion Travis DeVoso, champion Anthony Clark, Dom DeFrancesco Antonio, champion Joey Oliveri, and Danny Fungaro. Over 100 New Jersey State champions, 183 state finalists, and 100 current coaches, both at the collegiate and high school levels. Edge Wrestling. And the Zao Law. Conveniently located in Parsippany, the firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages physical, emotional, monetary to their property will find a legal representative that will ensure their rights. For a free consultation, call 1-833-JIM-HELPS. The Zao Law. With us, it's personal.
All right, that is excellent. We're on to, and we've moved through these county finals quicker than I could ever remember. We're already up to the second to last match at 132 pounds.
And not a lot of whistles. Like usually we get to, you notice that recently, you get somebody that try to run out of bounds or you get that, and it just seemed to be the flow.
And I also think part of it is that new rule. So you're seeing wrestling being allowed to continue in the out of the circle, which allows the match to move along quicker.
Right, exactly. I agree.
So, but anyway, looking at the final coming up right now at 132 pounds, we have Nick Rainbow from Hanover Park, who's a junior, coming in at 20-0, now 23-0, but coming into the tournament there. And he was a state champ last year. And he's going against a tough wrestler. I can't remember the last time Morris Catholic had a state qualifier, but they did last year in Sebastian Corneo. And he's in the final now against Nick Rainbow. But we have Alex Krasinski here, so let's give him a quick interview while this final's taking place.
Another Del Barton champion. Congratulations. Just talk a little bit about it. Wrestling a tough kid in Dom DeGena. Just kind of what you were doing out there.
Well, I knew I had to set up into my my leg rides, and I knew that was going to be the key for me to win and riding him out. And I chopped him off the whistle, put pressure on him, and I was able to sting in that leg every time. It was perfect.
Now, you guys, have a really good Del Barton team. And you have your favorites in Clark and Glory. Talk about you guys, yourself, I'll include you, some of the young guys who kind of make names for themselves at this tournament. It seems like you guys come out of nowhere, and you guys are those points that help Del Barton run away with a team title. Just what the atmosphere in the room for you guys?
Yeah, at this point in the season, we work hard in the room. We all gain mental toughness. We're tough out there. We know we won't break, and we're just confident in our training.
Now, I know a lot of you guys have been working with a nutrition program. Just talk a little bit about that and, what you do with the nutrition program.
Yeah, it's great. Dan Warnikoff is a nutritionist, and he texts us every morning, helps us out, tells us what to eat for our day, and If we have a match, he'll tell us what to eat specifically. It's just great. It's perfect for wrestling.
And finally, what do you guys do from this? I know you want to obviously savor this for a moment, but how do you guys use this as motivation going forward? Because obviously we know, talking to your coach and the history, for Del Barton, it's not about team; it's about individual, and the team comes with the success of the individuals. What do you guys do from this? How long till you get back into a room and start wrestling? Is it tomorrow, or do you give yourself a day off tomorrow?
No, I'm going right back into the room tomorrow. All it's about is march. That's all we need to worry about. This stuff, as great as it is, doesn't matter. All we care about is AC.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. 7 champs from Del Barton today. That's quite impressive.
That was the champion from 120, Andy Shazinski. Got an injury time real quick. Looks like blood, maybe.
So that should probably bring us to a commercial break.
I think we get another commercial in here. We'll pick eeny, meeny, miny. You know what? Let's go Pinnacle. Pinnacle Athletic Development. Located at 915 Edwards Road in Parsippany. Pinnacle focuses on Olympic level athletes and champion wrestlers in scholastic, freestyle, and Greco. Technique, strength conditioning, all in one place. Pinnacle.
And that was perfect timing as we're back to action here in the first period in an 8-3 dominating match with 13 seconds left. You can see Nick is dominating the match. He's not letting him go. Returns him back, and there's the time. We're going into the second period now. If you look at Nick, how he got here, he's almost pinned his way to the final. Kevin Rosado from Roxbury pinned in 1:26. He then pinned Nick Gentile from Montville teched him, in 4 minutes, 52 seconds before taking Sean Gentile and beating him 20-9 to get to the finals. Corneo wrestled a kid from Power Hills. He ended up pinning him in 2 minutes and 19 seconds before hitting Jonathan Vasquez from West Morris and beating him 7-2. Upon that, he hit a tough Joey Carmichael from McQuonic. At one point, it looked like he had slammed him and lost the point, but Carmichael continued on, and he ended up winning that match 9-5 to get himself into the finals today.
Now, what was the last time you've seen a Morris Catholic wrestler wrestle in the finals? It must have been a long time.
They had, it was either their heavyweight or...
I don't think Sieb made it.
So if Sieb didn't make it...
I don't think he did.
Interesting fact.
Well, because last year it was Fox and...
Casadicas.
The year before it was Fox, and I don't think it was Sieb.
You got to go back about 7...
It was Beston 2 years ago.
Beston from...
Morris Knowles.
Morris Catholic, though.
We're talking about
that's what I'm
Morris.
saying. I don't think it was Sieb. I don't think Sieb played.
Yeah, but I think Morris Catholic about 6-7 years ago had a kid in the finals at 125. It was when it was before the weight classes changed. I'm trying to think of the individual's name.
I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember his name either.
No, and he beat us in the quarters to go into the semis, and then had an upset win there and went into the finals. So if I do see Coach Stanzione, I'll ask him. We were talking about that earlier. Or no, I apologize. Stanzione, that's Morris Catholic. He's from Mountain Lakes. Never mind.
No, now it's
now I'm totally
Jeremy Mayer
messing it up.
Now it's Jeremy Mayer for Morris Catholic. He was a graduate from Hackettstown.
That made it to the finals?
No, Mountain Lakes.
No.
Mountain Lakes. They had a kid. I know he won the districts for them, or was in the finals. I want to say like 6 years ago. He was like an upperweight.
Oh my God! And he ended up transferring to Blair.
Well,
that was Mountain Lakes.
Mountain Lakes had the kid from South Africa.
Transferred.
But then
they the
upperweight. I can't remember his name.
That's why I was confused with the two, because it was the same kind of scenario. So I don't know when Morris Catholic had
Raquir Vandermeer.
That's it. Raquir Vandermeer is the kid's name.
Okay.
And then after his freshman year, he transferred to Blair. So.
Well, he wound up transferring because, if I remember correctly, his parents they transferred from South Africa.
Yeah.
And he was here for a couple years, and the parents went back, and the job was going to transfer him back. He didn't want to go home. He wanted to stay, so he stayed. That's at least that's what I was told. I don't know, if they were just joshing me, or is it still even a thing, joshing? I don't know. I'm just old.
We'll talk about that in the late 90s.
Well, I am an old man.
So currently we have a 13-5 match. We're in the third period with 1:30 left in the bout. Nick Ramo's up, and dominant performance in the finals as we expected. Going back to this again, Nick Ramo, this is his first appearance in the Morris County tournament.
Yeah.
So be interesting to see how he feels actually wrestling in it for the first time as a junior. Nick's wrestled again, like we were talking about, more state bouts or matches
before,
than he has.
Before the tournament, he had wrestled more state finals than he had Morris County tournament matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's that?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just interesting. There's not too many guys that you see win a state title before they win their county title. And it actually happened with Jeremy Baylor from Jefferson back in the early 90s, I believe, in 92, 93. As a junior, he won the state title. As a senior, he won the Morris County title.
Yeah, it's a very interesting fact. You never really think about that, to be honest.
It shows you how tough this tournament is. I mean, people think we're just over here talking about how this is some tough matchups. But, I mean, you look at some of these kids, like Di Francesco Antonio runs into a Pat Glory who's just on a mission. I mean, and
if you told me Di Francesco Antonio was going to get pinned,
yeah,
I wouldn't have thought that. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Pat Glory, but for him to go out there and pin in the final in that way, that was impressive.
Very impressive.
We got about 10 seconds left in the third, and looks like Ramo's going to get his first ever Morris County title.
And that should seal the deal right there in a major decision, 21-8. Nick Ramo, congratulations. You're now a Morris County champ, as well as a state champ.
Impressive stuff right there.
R3 Lab, all-in-one detox spa. Reset, repair, recover. The newest way to recover from the tough wrestling grind. Madison, New Jersey, 973-845-8843. R3 Recovery Repair. Oop, wrong one. I hit the wrong one, so I apologize.
And that brings us to our final bout of the evening already.
The showcase matchup. Connor Matrot, a senior from Montville, 25-1, versus Danny Fungaro, a senior from Boonton, 27-0. This is a match you have to watch. I mean, these are the two best kids, and this was the two kids you saw that were coming at each other, and you just knew it was going to hit.
And it looks like Fungaro's put on the old school Boonton singlet.
I like those singlets, right? I believe Mendham has one. Something like that, similar.
Similar. Ryan Harrington won it, and it wore a similar singlet in the state final. But it's interesting enough, both guys were state wrestleback round 2. So it should be a close, even bout here.
Let's do one more real quick. Pinnacle Athletic Training, located at 915 Edwards Road in Parsippany. Pinnacle focuses on producing Olympic-level athletes and champion wrestlers. Technique, strength, conditioning, all in one place. Pinnacle. We're going to have Pat Glory coming in. And before Pat Glory comes in, if Doug can zoom down here, I want to thank our sponsors, as I'm on camera, I want to thank our sponsors, Pinnacle and the Money Store, for producing shirts for first, second, and third place at the tournament. Pinnacle and the Money Store. Thank you. As we're joined here by Pat Glory. Talk a little bit about your win and, just kind of 4 times. I mean, is there one that's more special than the other, or is it just kind of like now you kind of sit back and realize you're one of the few 4 times? Just what's going through your head right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking before. I don't really know how many 4-timers there exactly are, but I'm sure that I'm in very good company. So I'm just really blessed and humbled by the opportunity to be able to compete here and be in the same company as those amazing guys is just really humbling.
Now, we obviously know this isn't your final goal. We've talked about what your goals are. How long do you savor this before you get back into the room and work? I mean, or is this just kind of like you're over it tonight and you're back Monday?
Yeah, I mean, you got to enjoy the wins. But you're not gonna savor it at all. You're not gonna have any fun. But at the same time, you gotta move on and on to the next one. But obviously you got to enjoy it for a little while. Don't enjoy it too much, but you got to reward yourself for good performance sometimes.
Now you put yourself up there on the the pedestal with some really great Del Barton wrestlers. You got to be in the discussion for one of the best to ever come out of the school. You've improved as we've seen when you started. And you kind of we were talking about it last year as well. Your weight under control. Just kind of, is there anything you've been doing that kind of helps with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've heard from the rest of the guys at Del Bar, and a lot of guys go to this guy, Dan Murnikoff. He's the best in the biz. Champion athletes, wrestler nutrition. It's just, helped my, performance so much, immensely. Sophomore year, state finals, it was the worst experience I've ever had to experience in my life. And, the next year I came back and I knew I had to get my weight under control. I wasn't going to win, so, he just helped me so much. And I got to thank him. He's one of the, I got to credit him for my state final win because, without him I couldn't have done it,
Now, you said some of your Del Barton guys have already said something. They have been saying something. They say you're the worst video game player they see.
You are totally thrown under the bus on this one,
I think they're just jealous because
of your lack of video gaming skills?
I beat them all the time, and they want us to tell everyone that I'm not as good as them, but actually I am.
They said Alex Krasinski's the best.
I got to give it to him. Alex is probably the best.
Whoa.
Wow.
Sorry, that was at the buzzer. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was impressive to put Connor Matron on his back like that.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't impressive that you just pinned in the finals against a really good kid.
Yeah, but I got to give Alex credit. I'm not going to take credit for being the best Fortnite player because he probably is. I'm going to say I'm like fourth on the team. I'll be all of myself.
A couple guys said you would say that. They said there's a list, and they said you're not at the top of that list. They said the wins list of that.
I'll take it. I'm probably not the best.
But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One of the rare things, 4 times. I know this isn't the end for you, and I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty more podiums this year.
Thank you very much.
Real quick before you go, just so everybody know, where do you plan on wrestling? Well, I know you're going to wrestle in college. Where do you plan on wrestling?
I'm wrestling next year at Princeton University. I'm really excited. Coach Dubuque and I, Coach Ayers, Coach Gray, even Coach Nate Jackson, we're really excited for what the future holds, and I just can't wait to be a collegiate wrestler.
Yeah, they're an excellent coaching staff, obviously. What do you plan on majoring in when you get there?
I'm not really sure yet, but I'm most likely econ, something around business, something like that. So I'm really excited. Should be fun.
Go in business management. You can help me manage a site. I'll make some money.
That'd be awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Good luck along the way.
Thank you very much.
Pat Gloria, 4-time champion at the MCT.
And then if we go back to the final, sorry, there was that little bit of interruption as we saw Dan Fungaro actually put Connor Matron on his back, which kind of surprised us all. So now we're in the second period, and Dan's up 4-1 with about a minute left in the second.
Very interesting bout right here.
Yeah, and he just took him down. So this is our featured bout. You think it would be this back and forth battle, and here we are in a 6-1 second period decision. So.
Yeah, right now it's a beatdown.
I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah, no, it's a beatdown.
And I've seen Connor Matron wrestle a ton of times. So, yeah, I'm a little surprised. I know Dan Fungaro's
You know what I've noticed, though, just kind of watching everything this weekend? Matron's been very aggressive, and I think that kind of maybe caught him up with him a little bit where he's, been attacking more, and I think that he wanted to improve on his offense, and I think that might have, that's how Fungaro just grabbed and threw him to his back because he's being a little more aggressive than he would. He's not playing that, middle game.
He's out of his game a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that in the semifinal match, too, against him and Jaros from Roxbury. It was, that kind of happened right in front of you.
7-6 tiebreak?
Like 7-6.
It went all the way to ultimate tiebreaker.
There were 2 injury timeouts, and all sorts of stuff.
Takedown by Fungaro.
Wow.
Buzzer, 8-2.
So he expands the lead to 8-2 going into the third period with choice, and he's going down.
And I'll tell you something, if Fungaro holds on and pulls this off, he's one of the best wrestlers, I think, with some of the worst luck. Because he's running into some really good kids as he's been, wrestling. And I just think that, if he gets it this year, especially in his senior year, because it's one of those kids you see and you want to succeed. And it's just so, super nice to you. And just in general. And, it would be a shame if he had never gotten one. And, it looks like he's well on his way here, 9-2 with a minute 38 left.
Yeah, now that would be really impressive for his first win. And think about, Putin's had several good wrestlers over the years.
Yes.
Not deep necessarily, but the kids can
Nice
wrestle.
throw by there by Fungaro.
That was really
Textbook.
nice. Yep.
This is a really shocking bout right here. I really thought this was going to be a really, like you said before, Coach.
Super close.
Yeah, like
I
a
think
back-and-forth battle.
What I think what happened was, if you go back to the first period, with Matrop being so aggressive, he gets thrown to his back. He's going in down 4-1. If it was a 1-1 match, I don't think he's as aggressive. Now he's got to do something. He's been caught a couple times where, he has to do something.
Well, he's got 1 minute to do something, so
he's got to
get it done. Yeah, now it's all about that. And here's an injury timeout. So, yeah, Fungaro looks super aggressive himself, but you're right. He's like hitting textbook style moves. Very impressive. I think it's time to maybe do a little commercial break here because it's probably the last one we're going to get in.
We'll do some after. We'll get it all set up. But UPWA Pro Wrestling is the fastest growing pro wrestling promotion on the East Coast. For the past 12 years, UPWA has provided the East Coast with some of the best action in pro wrestling. Go to theupwa.com for more details.
That was impressive.
And Applebee's. With a casual atmosphere and attentive staff, an extensive menu of delicious comfort food, I'm sure to have something for everyone to love. With 15 within driving distance to Morris County, Applebee's really is in the neighborhood. If you go to Parsippany, tell them Amanda sent you. And Edge, I'm going to have to buy a purse now. I already know it. I'm going to have to buy.
I already asked her. She's coming to Atlantic City. She said, I am, but Don might be dead.
I got to buy a purse and an Apple. I got to buy so many products. It's ridiculous. Edge Wrestling, founded in 1984 as the first amateur school of its kind, with proven success, including Danny Fungaro, who you see right here. Call 973-337-1337 or go to edgewrestling.com. Now you see Matrot getting a little aggressive there, even more. Trying to get some head control.
He needs to do what he can because he is losing a lot of time.
He's got to pin him. I mean, there's nothing he can do. And if Fungaro gets his takedown, it's pretty much all over.
Unfortunately, it's pretty much all over already.
I mean,
he's majoring him 11-1. Fungaro's just going to stay there and wait for the stalemate call. Almost looks like Connor's trying to hit a shin wizard, but he is trying to hit a shin wizard, but it's not very effective. That's kind of like a cutback, but on the mat. It's, I don't want to say a newer move, but it's a move that you're seeing hit a lot more often now with high school wrestlers.
I don't want to correct you. It's 11-3.
11-3, still a major.
Yes.
What did I say, 2?
No, 11-1. It's
11-1.
Still a major.
Still a major. Now, Connor got deep, but, man, Fungaro just turned the corner, and he already spiked the ankle.
That's impressive.
That's an impressive win.
I'll tell you what. I have a feeling I know who's going to be the OW, but I have a feeling I think I know who should be OW.
That was a dominant performance in a very good weight class with very good wrestlers. Not like this whole tournament hasn't had that, but that was really impressive.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with the both of you. That was just a very good bout.
That was awesome.
And no one really expected it, too. It really just came right out of the blue.
Yeah.
Let's do some more promos before we get here at the last one.
Give me 1 second. I just got to turn in OW stuff.
No problem. Wrestler Nutrition, Champion Athletes Nutrition, strength, endurance, faster recovery, improved performance, health, mood, body composition, growth analysis. WrestlerNutrition.com. R3 Recovery Lab, Reset, Repair, Recover, 242 Main Street. Cryotherapy, infrared sauna, comprehension sleeves. Give them a call, 973-845-8845. Edge Wrestling. Founded in 1984 as the first amateur wrestling school of its kind, the Edge has been committed to teaching and mentoring students through the sport of wrestling. With over 100 state champions, 183 state finalists, and 100 current coaches, our record is unmatched. Call 973-337-1337 or visit theedge.com.
And here comes the reigning state champion from Hanover Park, Nicholas Ramo, for his interview. Well, actually,
he's going to go give it to his parents real quick.
Yep.
They're going to do the other one. DeZeo Law. Conveniently located in Parsippany, the firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages, physical, emotional, monetary to their property will find a legal representative who will ensure their rights are protected. For a free consultation, call 1-833-JIM-HELPS. DeZeo Law. With us, it's personal.
Salerno Dwayne Auto Group, Denville, Newton, Summit, Randolph, and East Brunswick. It is covered by the Salerno Dwayne warranty. www.salernodwayne.com.
We're back as we're waiting here for the obvious team champion to be crowned. Del Barton. and we're just waiting here real quick as they're going to announce Danny Fungaro as the medal winner. I think they got Connor Matrot finally. Did they, or is he getting checked out? Because I know he was bleeding a little bit. We're looking for Nick Ramo. He'll be right over. I'll tell you what, impressive tournament.
It was. I agree. There was a lot of great bouts, and I wouldn't want to miss it for the world, honestly.
I mean, I think this is the best tournament in the state. I mean, it blows the Huntington Warren Sussex out of the water.
You had to bring that up.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, no, that tournament's really tough, too. They're both really tough tournaments, honestly.
As they're announcing right here, the champions. They're going to have a champion picture, obviously, at 138, Danny Fungaro. I always find this super weird, especially when you're the last match and you have to come right out and get your medals.
Yeah, right.
Second, like it doesn't even give you any time. It's like, oh, here you go. You just lost. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's very hard for a lot of those people, especially after you lose your match and you're the last bout of the night.
You got to come right back.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of them just feel like that emotional, angry. It's just a lot of mixed feelings at the moment. And why would they want to be happy with coming out here to get their medal?
They're going to have the individual champions, and we're going to get, when they're done, we're going to get Danny.
And then Ramo should come back over here as soon as he's done with this picture.
Yeah, I'm on the air, Joe Hoffman. Joe Hoffman, the great reporter from the Daily Record. Joe Hoffman, join us, Joe Hoffman. Come on, Joe Hoffman, come join us. Joe Hoffman's got it right. Joe Hoffman was my intern here. I took him on. He worked for a local pamphlet called the Daily Record with this crazy lady who would always yell about track being more important when she's insane. So Joe Hoffman's back on his feet here. Got him as an internship, NJ.com internship? You took over for Pat Lanny. They threw him out. Oh. Reverse internship. Joe Hoffman got me my break in sports. I knew him when I was an intern at the Daily Record. As they're picking, look right here, they're taking the individual picture with the champions. I thought it was the Del Barton team picture for a second. There's so many kids out there in green.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at that. Look at all those Del Barton kids.
They just got to wait for what? 2? Realistically, they only have to switch 3 kids out, correct, for the trophy presentation?
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to get Nick Ramo. We'll get Danny Fungaro. We're going to get Coach Stoll. So we're gonna have a couple more, and as they're taking pictures, we're gonna get Danny first. Where is Mr. Fungaro? There he comes. Congratulations, Mr. Fungaro. Talk about this match. I mean, feature match.
It was impressive.
We thought it'd be closer, but you just dominated. Just talk about what you were doing out there.
I just executed, focus on scoring points, not on the victory. Just going out there executing all my techniques, and scoreboard is what it is.
Just so you know, the camera's up here.
You get your own camera.
Yeah, you're the first guy that actually gets the actual camera angle because of the matches, but that was impressive.
And you seem like you've turned it on this year. Is there been something you've done like nutrition-wise or anything changed?
It's just a mentality. It's sports a lot mental, as much physical as you want it to be. So that's all it is.
That's what I was talking about earlier. If you can set your mind to it, you can accomplish anything you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Now, I know your head coach, or not your head coach, I'm sorry, one of the teachers at your school who head coaches at another school told me you were going to get Tech fall. As your coach give you credit.
Quick question. You wrestled for Hanover Park?
Sorry, I look, just to clarify for anybody who's watching, my dad used to wrestle for Hanover Park, so either I look like a very old 60-year-old man or I'm very young 40. I don't know what it is, but everybody asks me when I come to these matches. I never wrestled for Hanover Park. That was my dad. So, but just talking about, like, I know I was teasing him, and he said, watch out for you. He said he knows what you've been doing and how you've been training. What was different this year? What did you do in the room? Because, I mean, you've run into some really good kids, and it's been close. You dominated a really good kid out there. What was different?
It's just, you know, I talked to my edge coaches beforehand, and they really got my mind ready. And like I said, it's just about the performance. Scoreboard is what it is, and it's going to continue to be that way for the rest of the season for me.
So what are your goals for the rest of the season? What do you have planned for yourself compared to last year? So last year in the MCT you were second, I believe, right?
I didn't. Sophomore year I was second. Last year I didn't medal actually.
Last year you
I
didn't
lost to Goen in the quarters and then Bowen in the.
Okay, that's right. So second year, sophomore year, first this year. Last year you finished where in the district region?
I was in Atlantic City, second in the district, third in the region.
And so what are your goals now for this year?
Just like I said, focus on performance and see where that gets me. It could get me to top the podium, you know.
So you haven't set anything like I am going to be a region champ in a state, top 3.
I think every match I just keep getting better. So if my my goal was a district champ, I think I'd be limiting myself. So
no, you definitely would be limiting yourself. So I mean, but the way you wrestled out there tonight and knowing the caliber of wrestler Connor Maytrot is, that's very impressive.
Yeah, we'll see where it gets me.
Nice.
Congratulations. Go enjoy this, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you down in Atlantic City.
I've been waiting to have this headset on for a long time.
I can only listen. We were talking about this. This is our 5th year. For the fact that sometimes we have to drag kids here for you to want to come over and enjoy it, we're more than happy to have you.
Ever since I've watched in my 8th grade year, and it's like I want one of those headsets on me one day.
And you're participating in my All-Star match. So I mean, this is a full circle. We'll get it all set up.
I promise I'll be there.
And you more than deserve to put the headsets on today. But I guess one more question I have for you is your senior year now.
Yep.
What do you plan on doing next year? Where do you plan on going?
I'm committed, and I got accepted into Columbia University.
So we'll be wrestling for Columbia.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations. That's tremendous.
Congratulations.
So not only you're a good athlete, you're actually smart. That's good.
Yeah, smart enough.
There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
That was Danny Fungaro, the champion at 138.
And at least I know people actually want to sit with us.
Yeah, I mean,
it's nice.
I
Joe Hoffman should come on over at some
Joe
point.
Hoffman will never come over. Joe Hoffman's what we call a face for radio. I love Joe. Joe's a good guy.
He's been a staple in Morris County wrestling since the early 90s.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hall of Famer.
Joe is?
Yeah.
Hall of Famer in the Writers Association?
Yeah.
Inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
When?
Joe Hoffman. Joe Hoffman. Joe Hoffman. Yeah, he's inducted.
We'll see what year he got inducted. I don't remember.
No, I remember him. I remember it was a big deal. He got inducted. So we'll see with that. We're just waiting on Nick Ramo. Did they announce who the OW was?
I did not hear an OW get announced yet. So we're waiting on OW. I imagine we're waiting on a 5th year with Coach Brian Stoll.
Yes.
And then then a sign off.
Yeah.
So.
But then the funny part is, all right, I'm going to make my prediction. Who do I think should get OW, or who do I think will get OW?
Let's go with who do you think should get OW?
I can't argue with Fungaro's impressive performance. I mean, you're talking about a kid, Maytrot, he dominated from the beginning. And not to take anything away from the other person, Pat Glory, who was a 4-time champ. I just think you kind of expected Glory to be as good as he was. Fungaro, honestly, Fungaro took it to another level.
No, he took it to a new level. And the other thing is, does the OW of the tournament, do we give it to somebody who, because he won it for the 4th time, gets it, or do we give an OW for who actually wrestled the best, like had the most dominating performance, and it's based on this year's MCT versus your career.
Like a lifetime type.
Right, I absolutely agree with that, honestly.
I think that's something the coaches have to think about, too, is they submit their votes.
Yeah, you got to really think about it, too, because you can win a county tournament all 4 years, but they weren't, like, real impressive wins, versus someone who's who won their very first county tournament in an orderly fashion style.
Yeah, that was in dominating style. Very impressive.
Let's see if we can get Nick Ramo. I want to discuss
I
with
just
Nick.
got him over. I think he's coming over soon. Should be coming over soon.
He should be on his way.
Being famous and everything, he probably has interviews all over the place with him, Reigning state champion, won his first county title. It's a big deal for him.
So I think I see him making his way over here.
It'd be interesting to get his perspective on the county tournament now that he's wrestled in it and what he feels level of competition was.
Yeah, you think about it. Last year, the only talking we got to do with him was when he filled in for a match or two, and now we get him. We actually get him sit down here if we can find out where he's at.
Yep. And just to give a shout out to my buddy Jared Luciani, head coach at Bayonne. Brand new tournament they opened this year, Battle at the Bay. It was a great tournament.
I heard
Mark
great
Sherman,
things about it.
It was actually really good. Mark Sherman's not in the building today, but if you can hear me, please get. I think you need to up the level of officiating at that tournament for next year. That would be greatly appreciated. No knocks to anybody else, but there's still a learning curve for a lot of the people that were there. So thanks, Jared, and his brother's the head coach of Butler. That's Jason Luciani, who has a fantastic team. And could put themselves in a sectional final as well with Butler, looking at their section.
Yeah, you never know.
Just announced, Pat Glory was this year's OW of the Morris County Tournament.
Four-time champion.
And deserving.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a slight on anybody. It was a, great job. And, he earned it. I mean, when you think about it, we enjoyed the match that we had with Maytrot and Fungaro. He dominated. But Glory beat a kid who's no slouch. I mean, he didn't go out there and pin somebody, who deserved. Dom DeFrancisco Antonio is a two-time champion.
Yeah, no, that was no slouch.
Yeah, he went out there.
He also won the region last year.
Yeah.
I believe he won Region 3 last year. He was definitely in the final, so my memory serves me correctly. Yeah, it was impressive.
Now we'll get Coach Stoll over here. See if we can find him, because I'm telling you, I think Ramos snuck out the side.
He probably did.
I know what he
didn't
did.
want to get interviewed today.
I know what he does.
Some people are camera shy, so.
I'll tell you somebody who's not camera shy is Coach Stoll.
What's up, fellas?
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Again.
You're almost like the third member of the team. 5 years, 5 times you're over here talking to us about another championship.
It's the
For the next difference, yeah. But you got a haircut this year, and you seem to trim the beard. You look good.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and I'm going to take screenshots, and I'm going to do the different facial hair and hairdos of you as through the 5 years.
That might be pretty good, actually.
Talk about this team. I mean, we obviously know, the Clarks and the Glories, but some of the young kids who stepped in, the Andrianos and, and that, just those guys who stepped up and won big matches for you guys.
Yeah, well, we knew coming into the year that we were going to have a really good team. And, it's kind of been building, and we have an awesome senior class. So, those guys have definitely helped develop these younger guys. And, we had Alex Straczynski had a lineup for most of the year. Finally getting him back, and Dante Stefanelli finally getting him back, and Trey getting him back, and Vinny starting to show what he can do, and AJ Lonsky's been a grinder for us, and Nico Nardone coming in and essentially taking LJ's place, because LJ graduated and he came in, and although it's at 106 and 182, everybody kind of slid up and he slid in there and has been doing an awesome job for us. So it's been fun. It's at the end of the day, everything's about what's going to happen in the next month. So, I just love this tournament because, the competition's so good, and it really gets us ready and prepared for the districts, regions, and states. So.
Now, does this tournament take on any extra meaning in the last few years? Because how districts were switched, you used to see the Hanover Parks a lot. You used to see the Parsippany's. Now you don't see those guys, and now you next time you might see them is down in states. So to how you match up, does it mean more for these kids to win something like this, because it's such a tough tournament?
Yeah, certainly. It's we see Hanover Park every other weekend, but or at least it feels like it. So no, I mean it's great, especially since our divisions are so small, and we only wrestled 4 matches, which I think they're going to go back to the 8-team divisions next year. So
they are going to abolish the agreement between you and Pope John about being in the same division.
To be honest, I have no idea. I think it's going to be strength of program. That's something for the administrators to decide. That's way above
the
our.
ADs will do it.
That's way above. That's way above our pay grade. Obviously, I think we're gonna continue to wrestle. We wrestled Pope Town this year. We'll continue to wrestle them, whether it's in the same division or not. It's I think it'll develop into a nice rivalry. Not seeing Morris County competition that much, and then coming here, it's it's great. And you realize every time you come here, you realize how many tough kids there are in this county, and some of them don't have the biggest accolades, and then they come out, and you just it's a street fight out here. I feel like Morris County kids are generally. We wrestle kids from all over the country, but there's a grit and a toughness to the kids from Morris County that, I love exposing our kids to it because it's something, they sometimes, when, our kids read their names in the paper or see, their national ranking, they forget that there's really good kids in their backyard, and coming here and seeing that is awesome, and it's great coaching here, and it's an awesome event. So,
hey, you guys, there's one thing we've learned today, besides Del Barton has great wrestlers. Pat Glory is a horrible video game player. The wrestlers have told us, yes, they've told us how horrible he is.
He is not very good at Fortnite, that's for sure.
He says
he says he's good.
He says he's number 4. I've heard he's nowhere near on the list.
No, I mean, I've never seen the game actually played, but, I've heard a lot about it. So I think they're playing a little too much late at night, I think. So hopefully we'll get their parents to shut their machines off or take them away from them.
Listen, the success you had today, let them play all night if they're coming out there doing this.
I guess, it's... Yeah, I guess.
Tell them to shut it down the second week of March. So they keep it rolling for that.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
By the way, Jared Luciani over at Bayonne head coach says hello.
Oh, yeah, he's a B.
I guess he's on watching. So.
What's up, Jared? I didn't know he was at Bayonne.
But anyway, real quick, knowing your team this year, right? It's a lot bigger team than you've ever had in the past.
Yes.
We were talking about that at our place when we wrestled. So, how has that changed your team chemistry and dynamics? For the good, for the better, for.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. We have 2 lacrosse players that came out that had never wrestled before, and they're popular kids in school and everything. And one of them, had to fill in at 220 when Trey Zombik was out, and he against Pope John, he had a pin, in the first varsity match he ever wrestled, and we ended up winning by 12 points. So their dynamic. It's great to have kids that aren't wrestling junkies in the room, and they kind of see the wrestling culture and what that's all about. And then on the other side, I think our kids, because wrestling season, and then you see this with every wrestling team, they might have outside friends, but when wrestling season comes together, they're together all the time, and they kind of close people out. But now that we have some guys that are not lifer wrestlers, I think it kind of brings a lightness to the room that I think is beneficial to us. So it's wrestling's all about numbers, I think, and not so much in the room. It's great, but hopefully this kid who came out for the team this year is going to make his son wrestle because he had a great experience with it. And if you really want to grow the sport, you got to be more inclusive. And we have a lot of elite wrestlers. That's no secret. So it can almost become exclusive. And I think when more people come in. And we bring some great athletes into the sport, and they can have some success. I think it's great for the sport in the long run.
And it's really cool to see that type of stuff too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So one other question to go along with that is you were talking about how so many seniors that are going to graduate this year. What are your expectations for the team moving forward next year?
Well, it's funny because last year's team, we had graduated a bunch of kids the previous year with Ty Gacy and Val Mealy and Farrow, and I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm missing there. But and we just had a lot of underclassmen and freshmen step up that year. So this is one of those once in a lifetime type teams. So it'd be hard to recreate this type of season, but every season's different, so, and they're all fun in their own ways. And every year I say at the end of the season, I say it at the banquet every year, I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like this season was better than the previous. And it's, it's an amazing thing to over 13 years to be around and see how this program's grown. And, starting, and to see it. I mean, it's humbling to watch how successful these kids are.
Yeah, especially this year. You're ranked, 17th in the nation?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah. No, it's definitely a special team.
And finally, you talk about some of the elite wrestlers. Pat Glory, 4-time champion. Talk about him. I mean, he's got to rank, on my personal list, he's got to rank in my top 6 ever from Del Barton at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be up there. What do you see?
man.
Because, I mean, he goes down and wins another state title. It's 3 state finals appearances. Or was it 3 or 4?
That'll be 4, yeah.
4 straight state finals appearances. If he makes it 2 titles.
To get if he's fortunate enough to win it,
if
of
he
course.
does.
It's a lot of work to do. But
knock on wood.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio was in 3 finals and was a 2-time champ. And, obviously Mike Gray. And, that's pretty, and Ty Gacy was a champ and 2-time finalist, 4-time placer. And, that's those 4, I think, are the Mount Rushmore. And even if his season were to end tomorrow, I mean, I still think he goes up on
Yeah, he's a great
run.
runner.
I mean, he's only the second guy ever to finish a season as the #1 guy in the country in his weight class for our team. And, Mike had done it as a sophomore. He did it as a junior. So, he's got a big match next week, though. He's got to go at it with Bo Bartlett from Wyoming Seminary, who's one tough customer. And
that'll be a tough overall duel.
No, but yeah. But it's great preparation for what he has to do. So we'll go through that, and then God willing, we'll get a shot at Bergen Catholic, and then we'll move on from there, and try to get guys on the top of the podium, get guys on the podium in Atlantic City. Get guys to get guys to the regions first, and then get them to the states, and then get them on the podium, and then get them to the top.
And do you think that match against Bergen Catholic would be different second time round?
Oh, no, we didn't wrestle them.
Oh, no, you didn't wrestle them this year.
No.
I'm thinking you guys wrestle Blair, they wrestle Blair.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so if you look at the results there, it doesn't look very good for us. But I know our kids are going to go out and compete against them. They're a tremendous program, and our kids really enjoy getting an opportunity at them. And that's if the seats stay as they are. And there's also Seton Hall Prep and St. Peter's Prep that are in the mix there. So, if we do end up with a first-round match, we only have 6 teams in our bracket. We got to get through that. And, we may have a semifinal against somebody else. We're not sure how the bracket's going to pan out. But, we want a shot at Bergen Catholic. We went at Blair. We went at Wyoming. We're going at Wyoming Seminary. We wrestled Buchanan. We're not we're not dodging anybody. So and again, that's what better preparation than to wrestle the one of the best teams in the country. So especially right before we get into the important stuff. So.
Well, congratulations.
Awesome.
5 years, 5 times. We'll see if we do 6 for 6 next year.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'll tell you again.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Coach Brian Stoll, the 10th title in a row for Del Barton. And it's actually funny he kind of segued into it. On a personal note, early in January, I lost my grandfather suddenly. He passed away at 91. And my family's not a wrestling family. I am. My wife isn't. Nobody knows.
Are you sure?
She's not a wrestling fan. She doesn't like cauliflower ears. She's not a fan.
She comes to Atlantic City every year.
Her right there. My wife, Amanda. As she has her back looking in the phone, she doesn't want to look. But so I lost my grandfather on January 4th, and it's been a very tough time. So I wasn't around the wrestling site. And to see the love and the emotion and just the messages and the cards and this guy right here calling me and asking me how I was and just chatting to see how I was doing, it meant a lot. So from my family, from my family, from my grandmother who was married to him for 71 years. They got married at 20 and they were still married 71 years. It meant a lot to her. It meant a lot to my wife, and it personally meant a lot to me. And it made me, show my family the love I have for wrestling and why it was reciprocated. So I want to thank you for calling. I know, James, you reached out too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And it just shows, what it is. And I'm glad I'm here, and I got to honor him, by doing this. And he got this kind of, my family now knows why I love wrestling and why I do what I do, and the long nights and the driving all over for, just to cover sports. It's because of, the community and the love. And so from me, thank you very much. Thank you for all the support.
Absolutely.
No, and obviously we appreciate you from the wrestling community as far as coaches and as far as the wrestlers. I mean, again, I said it earlier, but you're now the go-to guy for Morris County.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
I think it could be a good thing, too.
And as Cliff Saylor approaches as well, I'd just like to say thank you, because this man is the guru of Morris County wrestling. If you want to know a coach's record, if you want to know the history of Morris County, if you want to know anything like that, Cliff's the man. He's got it all. He gave me 2 big binders to go through tonight, and it was a big help.
If you want to know somebody who had a hangnail in 1971 for what team at what weight, Cliff will know.
We really appreciate all you do and the help that you do. And
Cliff is actually responsible for some of the trivia questions we had today, because he knows a lot of those.
Yeah, and he's the Region 3 guru for us now.
Let's wrap it up. I had another great year. I think it's our best year so far. Honestly, I think we had everything going well. Like you said, Doug Black, great job. Little snafu in the beginning, but we're good.
We're always scrambling, but we seem to pull through. So.
But, like I said, thank you guys for everything you did. And, see you guys next year. Thank you to Mount Olive.
Yeah, thank you to Dave
Athletic
Fellini.
Dave Fellini for all he's done, and
Linda
great
Best,
job.
because she's the best, and she does an awesome job up here, too. George takes care of all the site managing, and it's just a great facility to run this tournament.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
And thank you, Coach Smythe, too, because he really does a good job of getting everything going.
And they're giving us a stank eye, so I guess we got to get out of here.
It's time.
Yeah, it's time for us to go.
For James Clark and
Thank you,
Stephen
everybody.
Baig, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you next year.
You've been watching a production Black.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Pinnacle Athletic Training, located at 915 Edwards Road in Parsippany. Pinnacle focuses on producing Olympic-level athletes and champion wrestlers in scholastic, freestyle, and Greco, including a few of the finalists today. In addition to wrestling, full weight training is available. For complete wrestling and strength training with world-class coaches, you can contact them at pinnacleathletic.com. Technique, strength, conditioning, all in one place. Pinnacle. Champion Athletes Nutrition. Why your wrestlers need a nutrition program. Strength, endurance, faster recovery, improved performance, health, and improved mood. Lose weight the proper way. Like some of the finalists here, Travis Tavoso, Vincent Adriano, Kieran Calavetti, as well as some of the other wrestlers, including Dom DeGena.
Attaboy.
Champion Athletes Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. UPWA Pro Wrestling is the fastest growing pro wrestling promotion on the East Coast. For the past 12 years, UPWA has provided the East Coast with some of the best action in pro wrestling. Go to theupwa.com for more details. R3 Lab. Reset, repair, recover. 242 Main Street, Madison. Cryotherapy, infrared sauna, compression sleeve. If you want to recover quicker, go to R3 Lab, athletic recovery spot in Madison. Applebee's. With a casual atmosphere and attentive staff, an extensive menu of delicious comfort food, I'm sure to have something for everyone to love. With 15 within driving distance to Morris County, Applebee's really is in the neighborhood. Edge Wrestling, founded in 1984 as the first amateur school of its kind, with proven success, including Danny Fungaro. Call 973-337-1337 or go to edgewrestling.com. DeZeo Law, conveniently located in Parsippany. The firm's mission is to provide clients with the highest level of professional assistance. Anyone who faces damages, physical, emotional, or monetary to their property will find legal representation. You will ensure that your rights are protected. These are just not words, but the values that drive the attorneys, paralegals, and firms and professionals. DeZeo Law, with us, it's personal.
Salerno Dwayne Auto Group, Denville, Newton, Summit, Randolph, and East Brunswick. It is covered by the Salerno Dwayne warranty. www.salernodwayne.com.